Take it away. Okay, we're back. So Tricia, our DM, you want to take it away?
Thank you. I would like to start our session by acknowledging that I'm speaking from the unceded and traditional lands of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. Other members of this group are joining us from the traditional lands of the Stolo and Seabird peoples. We thank them for caring for these lands and waters since time out of mind, and we hope for justice in a near future. So I am excited to be here. You guys look fabulous. I love your outfit. We'll do some quick introductions. I'm Tricia, I'll be the DM, and I run a queer nerdy blog called Roarcat Reads, named after my cat. We do LGBTQ plus book reviews, TV shows, and we interview nerds in Vancouver. So I have interviewed Andrea before, and that's how we got connected. Andrea, would you like to go next?
Sure. So I'm Andrea Dreger. I am the co-owner of Adventure Dice, an online RPG dice store, and we sell other RPG accessories, most of which are handcrafted by my husband, like a dice tray, which I will be using today to make all the clicky clacky sounds. We also organize Terminal City Tabletop Convention, which is a board gaming and RPG convention that happens here every year, usually about the end of March, but obviously this year and last year it didn't happen. So hopefully it'll happen next year. So that's me. Character 2?
We'll do characters later.
Okay.
Yeah. Arthur, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Arthur. I'm originally from Brazil, and I came here to Vancouver to do my PhD in computer science.
Christina, you're next on my screen.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Christina. I'm usually part of the Agents of Damned crew. It's a podcast that we do. But today I'm going to be here playing with everyone else. If you want to find us, we're at Agents of Damned on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else.
Nice. Jay.
Hello, I'm Jay. I'm a healthcare worker in British Columbia in the Lower Mainland. I'm also a partnered Twitch streamer where I focus on Grand Theft Auto roleplay on the server New Day RP.
Thank you. And Jen.
Hey, I'm Jen. On social media, I'm Saki's1. Just like to play role-playing games and just have fun.
Yeah, that is the goal. Awesome. Well, we will jump into the session and we'll kind of do character introductions at the beginning. The 5 of you are members of Andrea's Adventurers Guild, and you have been hired to take care of an owlbear problem in the town of Coniston. So you've already been on the road, and we're going to start with your group sitting around a campfire late at night. You've been traveling for a couple days already together, but as we look around the fire, who do we see? As you introduce your characters, make sure you list your name, race, class, and the impression people get when they first see you. Jay, would you like to go first?
Yes, I'm Gimzig Leafbrew. I am a connoisseur of ales and other such delicious concoctions. Looking upon me, you would see that I'm a stout gnome, quite jovial and large in the belly. And he frequently has an air of eccentricness, but also keen eye for things that others wouldn't possibly consider perhaps to make other brews with.
Excellent. Jen, would you like to go next? Who do we see?
Sure. So you see a rather short person. I am a halfling, and Bree just likes to know everything. So just tell me everything. That tends to get me in a lot of trouble at times. So, and I have some things going on that I might not. Hey, what's that? Wait, what's that squirrel over there? Oh, was I going? Sorry.
Excellent. Very curious. Christina, who are you playing?
Hey guys, I'm Steri. I just love everything about everyone, and I always want to play with everyone and have so much fun. You'll love the way that I do spells because I just think that spells need special names. So we're going to have a blast together on any adventures we go on.
Excellent. And Arthur, who are you playing?
So I'm playing Sir Fibonacci sequence. He's a small halfling knight. He is actually a squire, and he's quite naive for a halfling, and he's like all about being brave, courageous, trying to protect others, which is quite funny for someone so small as himself.
Excellent. And Andrea, who are you?
I am playing the Contessa. She is a drow swashbuckler. Not a rogue. We don't say rogue. We're a swashbuckler. She's very fancy and looks like she's from money, how she's dressed, like very chic looking. She's just sitting around the fire kind of filing away at her nails, but she's happy. She's got a smile on her face. She's got like white hair that kind of fades into purple, but it's in like a nice bob. She's if I had to comparison her to anything, she's kind of like a cross between Amelia Earhart and Miss Fisher from Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. So she's kind of that chic adventurer.
Excellent. I love it. I love it. So before we do start the adventure, one thing I like to do is to create some relationships between characters. Some of you might have been in the guild for a long time, but you've definitely at least been traveling together for a couple days. So I'm going to ask each of you a question about a different character. And so then hopefully that will help us have something to kind of go off of from the start. So Sir Fib, who do you think in this group is hiding something?
Marie, for sure.
What's behind that?
She's too curious, so perhaps it's just to like divert attention.
Oh, I like that. All right, well then Bree, who in this group reminds you of an important figure in your life?
That's a good question. Maybe Contessa. She dresses rather famous looking.
Yeah. Asteri is how do you pronounce it?
Asteri.
Asteri. Who in this group do you find the most outrageous?
Definitely Gimzig. He's a little bit different from anyone that she's met before.
Excellent. Gimzig, who have you already offended on this trip?
Probably the Countess. I would say from there, yeah.
And what did you do?
I think that she might be able to loosen up a little bit if I got her to drink something, but the offerings I've given her so far haven't exactly been the greatest for her palate.
Excellent. And Contessa, whose sense of style do you secretly envy?
I think I secretly envy Asteri's. It's just sort of fun and easy, and she just makes it work.
Excellent. Yeah. All right. So the five of you, as I said before, are sitting around a campfire. It's burning brightly, sparks flying up into the starry night. You're in the middle of a forest. The peaceful atmosphere, though, is disturbed by rustling branches and crunching leaves. Suddenly, the noise grows and grows until an older man dressed in a pith helmet, khaki shirt, khaki shorts, pockets everywhere, bursts into the clearing and he breathes heavily, clutching his chest. Those damn spiders. They hate fire. Do you mind if I stay with you tonight?
Of course, the more the merrier. I mean, your style is very much what I like. I mean, you've got it going on there. So come join us. You look like you could be a friend.
Come to the fire. I have something to do.
What's your name? What's your name?
Thank you. Oh,
where are the spiders? Spiders?
Oh, I swear I heard them. I swear I heard them. I don't know. I'm Willem McPhearson. I'm the famous owlbearologist. I'm sure you've heard of me. Read maybe my books? No.
I've read one of those.
No one ever says yes. That's so annoying. Well, I'm here because I've heard that there are owlbears in the area and owlbears.
Oh, like this one that's right behind me?
I've heard that there's owlbears in the area and Beck and Morecambe, she's hired people to kill them, but we should study them instead. And I just need to be here. I need to make sure that they're protected, and I'll take notes for my next book.
Did you say protection?
Did you say study?
Yeah, I said both of those words. Yes. What are you guys doing here?
We are adventuring.
We're going on an adventure. There's always adventure everywhere.
It's true. It's a great way to look at the world. Yes, well, I'm sure that maybe you could help me get to Coniston. I thought I went to the adventuring store. I bought all of this stuff, and I'm not quite as young as I used to be, and I find these woods a little scary. Do you mind if I stay with you tonight, and maybe tomorrow we can head out together?
I mean, we are on our way to Coniston anyway, so I mean, you are welcome to join us.
Thank you. It's very fortuitous. Oh, and what are you doing tonight? He pulls out a bedroll. It looks like it's never been used. Says, do you have any advice for me?
Absolutely. It's time. Just relax. You know, adventurers, they're always all full of hardness and hardship. But when it's time to just sit down and relax and enjoy everything, do so. Otherwise, you'll just find yourself tired and sore when the adventure actually picks up.
That's great advice. He pulls out a notebook and starts taking notes. He's pretty sweaty. He's pretty tired. He gets in the bedroll. If any of you guys would like to do anything for the rest of the evening, you can. But he passes out pretty quickly.
Sarah's just kind of looking up at the stars, and she's just trying to like see through any of the tree branches, whatever there's going on. She's always had like a weird fascination with stars since coming up from the Underdark, since she's also a drow. I don't think I mentioned that earlier.
Okay.
And that's been her like main thing. And so you can find her just kind of like wandering around, occasionally bumping into a tree as she's like mapping everything.
Excellent. Yes. As you guys are getting ready, you just hear an occasional thump as your friend bumps into trees.
Gimzig spends most of the night just kind of wandering around the camp, tasting random things and making notes in a journal.
Okay, yes.
Stuff off the ground.
The Contessa is probably just sort of like working on her nails a little bit, because when you're adventuring, you know, your nails get wrecked. It's not a big deal to her, but she needs to fix them and make them look nice. And thinking about what she's going to wear tomorrow, probably what she's wearing today, but you know, she's still thinking about it.
How many bags does she have with her?
Not too many. She's actually a surprisingly light traveler.
Excellent.
She knows her thing.
Okay, I like it. Bree, Sir Fib, what are you guys up to?
I just double the watch after he said spiders. I'm just with my sword and shield spiders.
Now, when he was talking, I think I was just starting to look. Where are those spiders?
All right.
No one else. You guys aren't worried that there's spiders? Hey, why is he already asleep? There's spiders around.
There's always spiders in the woods. They live out here.
What if they're huge?
Just relax and have a drink. It'll be fine.
I mean, where I'm from, there are lots of spiders, and they can get to be quite large. It can be a little bit intimidating, but you know, if I see a new kind of spider, that would be very exciting.
Be fun.
All right, well, a couple of you are on watch. The night does grow dark. Eventually, maybe go to sleep. Pass out. Willem snores everywhere in the clearing, so hopefully you can get some sleep. Until you, just as dawn breaks, you're jerked awake by, sounds like a triumphant hoot. A really loud, like, woohoo!
It's a spider! I told you guys there were spiders out here.
I don't think spiders sound like that. That would be very curious.
Soon after, you hear someone shriek, almost as if they're in pain. It's pretty close.
That is concerning.
Well,
Someone needs my assistance. Come, brave knights.
Willem says, "Oh, I'll follow behind, but that sounded like an owlbear hoot."
how do you know the difference between an owl bear and a real bear?
Well, bears don't hoot.
Point taken.
What do bears do?
Maybe.
We should investigate. Find out for sure.
What if it was a talking bear? Would it hoot then?
Hmm.
Or what about the talking owl? That is something I have never seen before.
Owls talk. Let's go.
Right.
Zig starts packing up his gear and getting ready to move out.
Okay. Yep. Willem will also kind of fold his bedroll. It's really awkward and uncomfortable, and he just ends up shoving it into his bag.
It's a stuff sack for a reason. Just stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. As you get your things together, you head towards the sound, but it's become very quiet, actually. You can hear some very low growling and groaning that lead you to the scene of a recent fight. There's a huge mass of fur and feathers lying on the forest floor. Close by are the bodies of 2 humans, and one is still clutching a broken javelin in his hand.
Oh my, it looks like there was both a bird and a bear here.
Oh, that
What are
is
the
an owlbear.
chances?
For those of you who haven't seen an owlbear before, what you see before you is about the size of a grizzly bear. It looks like it would have stood about 8 feet tall. It's very huge, but the head is rounded. You can't see its face, but you can see feathers going down its back.
Okay, so it's there in the clearing with the dead bodies, or theoretically dead. Place myself strategically behind a tree.
I look at William and say, okay, what should I do?
Oh, I think somebody needs to go and make sure if they're all really dead or not. You look brave.
Yeah, I will put my sword and shield and start to
Okay.
approach.
Who are you going to approach first?
The person.
Okay. You go up to the first person, kind of roll them over. They've got a deep slash mark across their chest. They look quite dead.
I look back and like,
Yeah. Okay. What
Yes,
next?
The contestant just has her notebook out and she's standing there and she's looking at the owl bear and she's like taking notes, even though there's dead bodies there. She's just like, because she's never seen one before. She's quite excited.
Yeah. Willem sees this and he also pulls out his notebook.
Not to be
What do they
upstaged.
like to eat, William?
Y'all
What do they
know
like
this.
to eat?
Y'all know this thing just killed 2 people, right? We should be
Maybe.
careful.
so
Is
then
that how they died? Can you tell?
I mean, I
Yeah.
can get an
I'll go
idea.
up there. I'll go up there
Okay.
slowly. Probably not this jovial.
Okay. You're approaching the human bodies.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Roll a nature check.
See, this is where it all goes bad. Yeah, and you think I was kidding.
Yeah.
Let's see what my pluses are because nope, it doesn't really help. I got a 7.
You're like, they fell over? I don't know.
That's what you want to hear from my cleric.
Those giant bear-like scratches, they must have fallen on something.
Yeah.
Wow, can you see the damage? Guys, you ought to see this. Man, they took some big damage. Come on.
Ooh, I want to see.
Right, you get in there too.
Making it, gonna make it sound
Also
good.
roll survival.
Okay.
I think a land shark killed him.
I don't know what my plus is, but I can't imagine it helps any. You said survival?
Yeah.
That's a 7.
You also
Another
you're like,
7.
yes, that makes sense.
That tracks. I agree with you.
I just shake my head behind that tree. Oh God, we're gonna die.
Anyone want to give us some 20s? We're gonna need them.
Not expected to be too early. Willem will approach and say, I hate to say this, but I think maybe the owl bear that's lying right here and is also dead killed them.
But if they're both dead, how did they kill each other? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wait, that's
One of you likes to investigate the owlbear? I'm a little squeamish.
I'm in.
what do they like to eat?
The
I'm
contestant
rummaging.
will also
What do they
try.
like to eat? Is that what Bree asked?
Yeah. I'll rummage through my bag.
Yeah, all sorts of things. Rodents, sometimes larger mammals, and sometimes just berries. But they don't usually attack people unprovoked. This is unusual.
Gimsy will rush over and give it a once over, see what he can
So
see
will
on
the
the
Contessa. The
poor bear.
Contessa's studying it. So
All right, Gimzig and the Contessa approach the owlbear. As you get closer, its right arm kind of starts to move.
oh,
Uh-oh.
did you see that, Gimzig?
I think I did. I can't tell if it's, post-mortem or if it's actually still alive. I think somebody with a big sword shield should poke it. Fib.
I start to approach.
All right, yeah. As you also approach Sir Fib, the arm moves, shifts, kind of comes out. You hear a muffled hoot.
Okay.
It farted.
If it's
might be
dead,
a
it
lore.
shouldn't do that.
Are we sure? It might just be gas releasing from the body.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. The arm finally just flops to the side, and a little owl face peeks out, and out crawls
Oh.
an owlbear cublet. It is about 1.5 feet tall. Its owl eyes are huge in its face. It's got more feathers than the adult did that kind of go down its arm. And it looks up at you, says, "Hoot."
Hoot.
Oh, that is adorable.
Adorable. I want to see.
All right, everybody rushes over. It kind of backs away a little bit, leaning against its parent, presumably.
I'll fish out some of my rations and just kind of toss it towards it.
All right. So you're just tossing it?
Yeah, I'm not poaching. I'm just kind of lobbing it towards it, just backing up.
It moves forward, sniffs it with its beak nostril, and takes a little nibble, and then gobbles it up. Kind of makes a happy noise.
Water in my hand.
Ooh, you're gonna get all right. Roll animal.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Why? Oh, 17. Boop, boop.
Ooh, that's better.
Plus 3, 20.
Yeah.
Hey.
Excellent. You go up there with water in your hand, and you feel this weird tongue flicking against your hand as it laps the water. Yeah, it kind of gives you a little nip with its beak at the end, almost as if it's thanking you. You can just intuit with your intense connection with this owlbear couplet.
Can we keep it? Look, guys, we got to keep it. Come on. We got to keep it.
Yeah. Willem says, yes, I don't see its other parent around here. It's probably won't survive without help.
You have to protect it.
That comes with a lot of responsibility. You have to give it bath, walk with it at least twice a week. And I start to enumerate a bunch of things.
Oh, you know owlbears very well.
Do I?
Even water and walkies.
How'd you know so much? Did you have one?
I'm assuming it's kind of like the same as my little dog, a dash hound.
Oh, with you right now?
No.
Okay.
I think Gimzig's gonna go double check on the dead bodies of the people to see if he can find any explanation as to why they were there.
You kind of dig through their pockets, and you find a pouch with some money. You can pocket 53 silver pieces.
Nice.
And along with that, you see a contract that looks very similar to the one that you received from Beckon Morecambe, the leader of Coniston, hiring hunters and adventurers to take care of the owlbear problem. What's everybody else doing?
All right, I'll share that. I'll show everybody that contract, and then Wilhelm as well. Show him that they had that on him.
Yeah. So you guys are standing there with the owlbear cublet, and Willem says, this is very unusual. They always mate monogamously, and you'd think the other parent would be around here somewhere, but they would be here. They don't love anybody being close to their cublets. Perhaps we should find a way to get it back to its other parents. You seem very brave. You love this cublet, Bree.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm kind of pushing out some food, looking around,
Pretty cool.
making it go a little further. It may have gone a little closer to Contessa to kind of troll in that way.
Okay.
If there's a bigger owlbear,
I guess I'm gonna look around to see if there's any kind of significant shows of where the bear came from or anything of that like.
Okay. Yeah, you look around. The ground is pretty torn up. It looks like there was a pretty short and aggressive fight. And as you look around, roll perception. Anybody else who is looking around can do that as well.
I'll assist.
I got 13 plus 2, 15.
Ooh. Mine is perception. It's still nighttime?
No, it's morning now, just dawn hit.
It is morning. Okay, so I have to roll twice. Mine's only an 8.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 12.
Okay. Well, Gimzig, you definitely, you hear voices coming from pretty close by. And you can't hear exactly what they're saying, but they're raised voices. They sound pretty angry.
Oh. I hear something. Angry somethings. It might be the people that were attached to this group.
it wasn't
angry somethings or angry owlbears?
Angry something's less than owlbears.
Well, that's good, I guess, maybe, potentially.
Although we are surrounded by dead somethings that are not owlbears as well, so that could be related.
We may not want to be here if those angry somethings know these people.
That's true.
That'd be a good idea to hide.
It's a good point.
Stay behind me.
Given that these people
Hiding.
had a contract like ours, do any of us recognize them? Like, are they guild members?
Good question. You investigate the bodies, look in their faces, and you've never seen them before.
How big is this little owlbear?
Compared to a halfling, he's just a little bit shorter than you.
Oh, so it's not like I'm gonna pick him up.
It would be difficult.
I'm gonna kind of like try to guide him so we can hide.
Okay. So how are you guiding the owlbear?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say with food and water. I was trying to lead him away from me, but I guess I'll worry about the bigger owlbear if there is one later.
Do you
Right.
think owlbears like brownies? There was one guild member I met the other day who gave me some brownies and said that they're useful for guiding things and
I like brownies though. Oh, I mean, we could try it with the owlbear.
I think we should have this discussion behind a tree where the people can't see us.
That's probably true.
That is a good point.
Start casually walking over behind something to hide from.
Yeah, excellent. You guys are all hiding behind trees because you've connected really well with the owlbear, Bree. It'll follow you. But I need all of you to make stealth checks to see how well you hide.
Not that well. Let's see.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, 19 for me.
I got an 8.
Ooh, also 19.
I got
15.
11.
All right. About half of you hide well behind the trees. The others are just like, you're just so curious. You can't quite not peek from behind. Yeah. And you see 2 human men barge into the clearing, javelin raised. The other has a sword up, and they skid to a halt. And they say, "Oh, it already died. Oh, no." One of them crashes to their knees in front of one of the dead bodies, and he says, "Ran, Shouldn't have jumped into this fight without me. And he hurls his sword into the body of the owlbear.
I will appear and say, that's not that honorable.
He spins around at you. He says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
I'm Sir Fibonacci, and you should not strike someone that is on the ground.
This beast killed my brother. I'll do whatever I want.
I raise my shield a little bit and say, I doubt that.
Just you out here, little halfling?
You are asking too many questions. I can
He
neither.
doesn't represent us.
I can neither confirm nor deny that
I can neither confirm.
that I'm the single one here.
That's a strange answer.
That's the best answer ever.
It is true.
He stalks forward a little. He's very angry, very full of grief. The other man kind of puts out a hand to stop him, but he strides forward and he goes to the owlbear and he pulls out the sword and just stabs it again.
Can I use my psionic power to shove him?
Yeah.
So he has to do a DC 15 strength saving throw.
Okay. Got 14.
So I say to him, what is the Fibonacci of 1?
What?
And he struggles and then he falls to the ground.
Defeated me with math. He falls over. Yeah, he's taken aback.
Yeah, and I say, I said that you shouldn't strike him.
Yeah, he's a little scared of you now. He backs up, stands to his feet, and he says, "These beasts are valuable. Can I at least harvest its parts?"
No, you didn't defeat it, so it's not for you to do that.
And you're gonna stop me if I try with this Phenomenon.
I will certainly try.
He moves towards the body.
So I'll do the same thing again.
Okay.
So what is the Fibonacci of 2?
He did even worse. He's like, I don't know.
That is 1. And then he falls to the ground.
Yeah, he's angry but more scared. So he scoots back. He says, Fine. You want this beast to yourself? We'll leave you.
Yes, just leave, please.
Yeah, he looks at his compatriot who is very confused by everything that's happening.
Y'all are.
I don't know what's happening, but I think Fib has it.
Yeah. They leave headed towards the north.
Yeah, I keep watching them as they leave, just with sword and shield.
Okay. Roll perception.
Oh, 18, 20.
You see, just as they think they're out of sight, they kind of duck behind a tree.
I can still see you.
Dang it. I hear somebody as if they punched a tree and then go, and you see them walking all the way away.
Yeah, I'll wait a few seconds and see if any of my companions will appear.
Okay.
The Contessa will appear. Oh, that was very well done, Sir Phoebe.
Thank you.
Gimzig will come out. I have no idea what happened, but good job.
Neither do I. And Asteri's like putting up her hood because it's starting to get bright. She's just like, but I don't like how bright it's getting. So we might want to not be in the middle of a clearing.
Willem says, yes, forest between here and Coniston. We can probably get out of this clearing. And well, do you think we should do something with these bodies?
We're all a lot of really tiny people. It's going to take us a long time to dig a hole.
I don't know about any of you, but I'm not particularly strong, so I can't at least carry them anywhere. I don't think I have any magic that can do anything to help them.
And so
Normally, I would want to do something with these bodies, but I'm in agreement. I mean, I don't really want to get my nails dirty, and if none of you are going to help me, that is a lot of work.
They fought nature, let nature consume them.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. As you go, he takes a moment and approaches the owlbear body and kind of looks it over, and he looks to see if any of you look interested.
Yeah, I'd probably go take a look.
Okay.
See what he's looking for.
What you doing?
how's the owlbear? Like during the whole poking of the bigger bear, and I mean,
yeah. Now that it comes close and it sees even more wounds on its parent, it looks quite distressed. And it goes over to the body and kind of bumps its head.
Oh.
Baby.
Yeah. Willem, Bree consoles the cublet, and Willem looks sad, but he says, "These bodies are often. I've never been this close to an owlbear. This is an amazing occurrence, although very sad. Do any of you know about the beliefs of what you can do with owlbear parts?"
I do not, but I would be
tell me.
interested to learn.
Yeah. The one thing that we do know for sure is that owlbear feathers can be used to make spells stronger and more potent. They're often collected and used in this way, almost as though if you had an owlbear feather and a D20 or something given to you, it would help. But other people say that their pelts are often harvested. They're water resistant. People use other things internally, but I don't think that that's probably good. But there's all sorts of beliefs of owlbear meat being one of the most delicious things in the world. Kind of looks. We don't need to try that or anything. And of course, the organs are often sold to alchemists, but these beasts are often poached for their parts.
That is unfortunate.
Usually not this far down out of the mountains. It's very strange.
That is unfortunate. Who would poach such a precious animal, or any animal, just for the parts?
Yes, they're magnificent creatures.
Well, that paper said owlbear problem, so there's a potential someone thinks they're an issue.
I suppose. I mean, they are quite close to the village. They're actually further near the village than they like to live in mountains, and we're a bit far from one. So something has drawn them out this far. It's very strange.
or scared them away.
Well,
Are they known for attacking people in villages?
not usually. Of course, the odd adventurer, if they're out in the forest and they stumble across their territory, owlbear is fierce and will defend their young and their land, but they don't go seeking people to attack.
Well, this is going on. This could totally go back bad. Can I put my foot, kind of slide it underneath part of the dead owlbear and kind of kick it up and go, "It's alive!" and jump back?
Yes. Roll performance to see how believable this is.
Yeah. Oh, I have a +1. 13. I got a
13?
12. 13. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody else roll insight.
Sorry.
If you can beat a 13, you are not.
Oh, nat 20.
I rolled a 16.
I got a 14.
It's alive!
Yeah, Esther is very scared.
Oh Aubrey, we are used to your little jokes. Nice try.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
doublet is did not make a 13, and it's like, oh, and like goes
Oh
over.
no.
Oh, no.
Oops. Oops.
That's awful.
Gimsey's gonna try to say, why don't you guys take the owlbear a little further away and see if we can figure out a plan of what we're gonna do with this thing and where we're gonna go.
All right.
Hey, Esther, did you have some of those brownies? Now
You
that I
know,
made it think it's alive. Its mom's alive.
I have a couple.
Let's see if we can. If it'll like those.
All right.
Okay. She'll try to see if the owlbear likes brownies.
Okay. Even it does, odd it doesn't. Oh, it loves brownies.
Yay.
Perfect.
It just devours it from your hand and looks up at you eagerly.
Okay, well, we're gonna go in this direction, and she just kind of scoots off to the side.
Follow.
Follows you.
Yeah, we follow.
While they do that, the Contessa is just going to subtly lean down and like swipe up a couple of the loose feathers.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll a d4. How many do you grab?
I grabbed 3 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, Gimsey's gonna not be so subtle and try to see if he can get it. He's going for the heart. Listen, just casually, just get in there.
Wow.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy that I went with faster.
That was the plan. Listen, owlbear brew, hearty. Get it?
Oh man.
Wow.
I don't think that's one I would like either, Mr. Gimzig. I just don't. Despite the good effort at the pun, I just don't.
Yeah, I think you're gonna need to make a strength ability check to see if you can
All right.
get through there.
-1 on this one. 17. No, that's not bad.
Oh, your passion for this.
Go!
Yeah. Yeah. You can harvest the heart if you want.
I will
What-
do so casually. Sorry?
Where are you going to put it?
Backpack. Just wrap it in canvas and done and done. My mission is complete. Don't care where we go from here. I'm good.
The smell lingers.
We'll salt it a little bit. It'll be fine.
Oh my God.
All right. Who was there to witness this?
It's like Contessa was.
Contessa, yeah. She's just kind of standing there with a look of horror on her face. Like, I am never carrying your backpack. Ever. I don't even want to know what else you've had in there before.
I don't even know what's in here anymore.
That could explain the odor,
Yeah,
but even then, I don't want to be near it.
fair enough.
Hmm.
All right, my job is done. Just get back to the others.
All right. So you guys catch up with the rest of the group?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. As you guys head out, Willem says, I know that there's a river ahead of us, and we can either go through the forest, which should be safer to keep the owlbear cublet hidden, or we can try to meet up with the road, which will take us to a bridge. What do you guys think?
I mean, I would personally prefer the forest because it is a little bit darker. It's a little easier for me to see and for Asteri to see. I mean, that would be my preference.
Yeah, I'd follow the elves. They do their thing, and I'll just follow.
Yes, let's go through the forest.
Okay, yes, through the forest then. As you head out, you do pass through what looks like the camp of the hunters that you pass. There's a makeshift tent still there, and I want everybody to roll a perception.
Perception.
This is direct sunlight. We're in the forest, right?
You're still in the forest. You can be in
Okay.
like shade.
11.
I got a 13 plus 2.
I have a
25.
21.
Right. Yeah. The elves, I guess because you are taller, you notice that there is some bags of food and like meat hanging from the trees.
Why would
That's
someone
interesting.
put some food and meat in tree?
Do you think they're trying to keep it from things or trying to attract things?
That is a good question. Does anybody know? And the Contessa will point out what we see. Why would someone put some food and stuff in the tree? In all my years adventuring, I have never seen something so curious.
That is for us small halflings to not reach it.
Protects the food from.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize halflings were a problem in this area.
That's
All their
very
math skills.
concerning.
I think I read in a book that maybe it's a bear thing that bears can get to food if it's left on the ground. Do you think it maybe is an owl bear thing too? If there are a lot of them down here all of a sudden.
That makes more sense.
Can I try cutting one down with my scimitar and then like seeing if there's like if it's normal food or if there's anything kind of like off about it?
Yeah. You can slice it down. It crashes. As you look inside, hunks of raw meat.
Do people eat raw meat? Because I don't, and that seems kind of weird.
No, I don't think they do.
I mean, I knew a Goliath once who really liked it kind of raw and runny. His name was Oklo. He passed through town. He had some good stories to share at the guild hall, and I know he liked his meat on the rare side.
Well, we could try it with. He needs a name. Can we call it Georgie? And we can rock it and hold it and squeeze it. Sorry. Sorry.
I'm loath to feed hanging tree meat to the bear, to the owl bear.
Yeah, that was my concern, is that it was
We
poisoned.
don't know what's in it. Yeah.
Yeah. If it is a trap, we don't want to make him sick.
Yeah.
Can anyone sense if it's poisoned? Does anyone have that?
I mean, I have medicine.
That's all it, yeah.
Somebody lick it and find out.
Oh God, I was about to.
I think that would be
If
more
you
your
said
area,
that.
Mr. Gimzig. I think that just sounds like something you would do.
It really does. You're very adventurous with the things you like to try. Why don't you do it?
I'm gonna wander around the camp and see if there's anything else I can find other than this hanging bear meat, tree meat.
Yep. Could nature tell us at all? I mean, if it had been, I don't know, changed or medicine, like a medicine roll. I mean, like if the meat was changed in any way, like something was added.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. See how good you can do.
14 plus 6. Yeah, 20.
Ooh. Yeah. Looking at it, you can't tell a lot, but it does look a bit off. Like it's a bit old.
Sure that with everyone.
It's rancid.
And Gimzig, you said you were looking around the rest of the camp?
Yeah, going into
Yeah,
things.
Okay. You can see that somebody's left their bag behind, and there's some fishing tackle in
Ooh.
there, a dagger, and there's a few crossbow bolts.
All right, well, I'm definitely yoinking the tackle. I'm going to offer up the rest of the stuff to anybody else. Just saying,
I'll
hey,
take the
I brought some
crossbow bolts.
stuff.
I'll not take anything, but like after Jimsy he leaves one of the tents, I'll just scramble, like dismantle everything, and just say this will keep them occupied if they ever come back. So I'll just keep doing that. Like he plunders, I mess it up, and then we move on.
Excellent. All right. Anything else you'd like to do in the camp?
I'm
Okay,
gonna-
Contessa will
oh.
look for any trails or anything that might be from here.
Okay.
Any obvious ones. It's not her
yeah.
area of expertise, but you know.
Roll survival, see if you can tell.
Ooh, definitely not her area of expertise. That is a 5.
Yeah, it's just undergrowth and trees.
She's just kind of using her rapier to like push some of the trees aside and is looking and like, oh, I think that is some poison ivy. I don't think I want to go that way.
The most important thing to know. All right.
I guess try to bury this. It's not very big, is it? The meat. Just
The
just-
the adult owlbear?
no, the yeah, that we cut down.
Oh, the meat. You want to
Yeah.
bury it? Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
you-
just to get rid of it. I don't know if it smells somewhat. It's still gonna attract, but I'm gonna try.
yeah. That's a good
So-
idea. It's like a hefty thing, but it wouldn't be hard to bury.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Bree does that.
Can I detect magic in the area to see if there's anything like particularly weird happening?
What does it look like when you cast detect magic?
So she's just kind of like, I sense, and she's like looking around. She's just like, is there anything happening? And that's pretty much all that happens when she's detecting that.
Yeah, you reach out and you don't sense any magic.
Well, there's nothing weirdly magical about the area, so at least we know that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and as I'm following Jimsley, I'm like, there's some odd smell over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll perception to tell if you can tell that the smell is coming directly from Gimzig's backpack.
Okay. Oh, 4.
Or no, it's just
Yeah.
you're kind
That
of
could be anything.
been a while
is.
since we showered. Willem happens to pass by right as you take a sniff, and it seems like it's coming from
Oopsie.
him.
Has he said anything while we've been in this area?
Willem?
Mhm.
No, he's just been kind of walking around as well. He's taking notes on the cublet and how it's interacting with Bree and all of that. But he'll say, I think if we just go north through the forest, we'll be able to reach Coniston soon, I hope. Well, I think we'll have to cross the river, but shouldn't be too hard.
Off we go.
Owlbears don't have anything about water, do they?
Oh, well, they love water, but usually they are quite much bigger. This one, I don't know. We might have to get creative, yes, to bring it across. I know sometimes they catch fish.
Mm.
All right, well, I suppose we should continue on.
Is there any cloaks, like clothing wise, around before we leave?
As you are about to leave, Georgie, is that what you had named the couplet?
Yeah, why not? unless someone else has a better idea.
Yeah, well,
No,
the
that's cute.
guy named Owlbear starts to twitch. He starts kind of rubbing itself against a tree.
Well, trying to scratch. I'll try to help it scratch. I don't know.
Scratch it, and it burrows into your hand and gives a whole body shake, and then kind of hoots happily again. You have pacified the couplet.
Yay.
It was itchy.
there any feathers left on the tree?
Ooh, there are two tiny little feathers.
Just in case.
Aw.
Make them. Yeah. So you guys are heading out of the clearing and into the forest.
Yes.
All right. The forest is quite beautiful, but wild and a little treacherous. A couple of you stumble on some exposed roots, but pass it off okay. the soil grows damp, and you, after probably about an hour of hiking, you can hear rushing water. As you keep going, you come across a river that is 20 feet wide. It's flowing swiftly, but there are, it looks like it's quite low. Like you can see the odd rock coming out of it. I don't know if you've ever tried to go floating down a river when there were rocks popping out, but it's like that.
And our path takes us over that is what.
Yes, so as you kind of look around, you're on the shore of the river. You can tell it's quite close to just go across, but if you wanted to, Willem will tell you the bridge is quite a bit further to the east. We could walk along the shoreline there, or we could try to ford the river. 3 of you are quite small, but perhaps we could give you piggyback rides.
Does it look like there is a decent path of the rocks across the river that?
Yeah, there are some rocks that would make it pretty easy to get about halfway. And then the last 10 feet, there's like one rock in the middle.
Short legs is great.
So Sir Phil will take a rope out of his backpack, and he'll use his mind powers to float the rope and carry it like to the other side and tie a knot to a tree. So it helps us pass through. And as I do that, I look to the others like, what is the Fibonacci of tree?
I don't even know what Fibonacci is.
It's just something that I'm working on. Don't worry.
But I like it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Does seem to be very effective.
Yeah. So you've tied a knot to the other side of the river. You've got the other end of the rope.
Yeah, I think that a rope it's 50 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have the other side, and I'll just stretch it because I think that I'm the strongest. So I'll let the others like pass safely, and then I'll go last.
Okay, so you're holding it taut, so somebody who wanted to hold on to the rope as they kind of hopped on the rope.
Yeah.
All right, who would like to go first?
I volunteer as tribute.
All right, excellent. Go ahead and make an athletics check as you are heading across.
Athletics. All right.
Do we want to use another piece of rope around people as they pass by, as they go, just in case they slip and they don't go down the river? I don't know.
That might be a good idea.
That's a good idea.
I mean, I can hold the rope with me as I'm going across. I guess that would work.
Okay.
Because the gods have spoken and have given me a natural 20, and I'm using that.
Yay!
That's a good point. That's true.
You are small but so nimble. You are just moving from the rock. You get to that 5-foot gap and you hold onto the rope and you're just like boing, boing. You get to the other side perfectly. It looks incredible.
That is some fancy thing. Good work, Gimzig. Very fancy.
Sometimes I just have it in me. It's, you know.
All right, who's going to go next after that?
The Contessa will go. She'll try and follow up Gimzig's fancy footwork with her own.
Okay, yeah, let's see.
Okay. Wah! That was out, not in my box. Oh, hers is a 14.
14. Yeah. You do very well. At that rock, you slip a little bit. One of your feet gets wet, but you're able to get across just fine.
She makes it across.
Good
and
save.
kind of
Good
scowls
save.
at her wet foot. And she tries to like brush off as many droplets as she can.
Excellent.
I have a question. If I walk on the rope instead of walking across the rocks, could I acrobatics it instead of athletics it?
Wow.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, then I'm going
Nice.
to do that. 13.
Okay. So Sir Fib is holding the other end. And with your 13, you can get about halfway across, and it's probably pretty difficult to hold on to the rope. And Sir Fib slips a little bit,
Oopsie.
but then is able to make a strength check to see if you can pull it taut again.
Strength. Adjustment. Oh, I got a 15 plus 3, 18.
Oh yeah, you pulled it taut again, and Asteria, you kind of whoa, and then make it the rest of the way.
Good
Yay!
save.
All right.
Nice.
Bree, you were the last one with the cublet, and Willem.
Is the little cublet gonna? Can I get it? I mean, how does this thing walk? Is it gonna be able? Does it fly? I mean,
It has not flown. It's kind of like a little bear cub. It can stand on its back feet, but it mostly walks on all fours.
but you said it likes the fish, right?
You have heard that bears like fish. And,
Why don't you
Okay,
tie the
just gonna-
rope around it?
So I think I'm gonna try to. Will it let me pick it up?
well,
I found out.
animal handling at advantage because you've bonded with it.
And try to get it to sit on me. And
Okay.
I'm going to use my nat 20 to make it look very
Nice.
cool and go across.
Okay. Yeah. I think probably Willem would, if you're putting it behind you, Willem would have to help kind of put it on your back, but it's going to kind of dig its claws into you to hold
I
on.
didn't think about that. Okay.
If you want to like put padding or something on first.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, it's a little sharp, but you're nat 20.
Not there.
Yeah, you withstand it. Georgie just clings to you, and nat 20, you just hop on those rocks with an owl bear on you that's almost the same size as you. Everybody's like, yeah, and you get across.
Good job!
Ta-da!
Very
Yeah.
nice, Bree. Very nice. We will have to tell many stories about that in the guild hall.
That's true.
I'll pull out my notebook on that one.
Yeah. Willem will try to go across next, as long as Sir Fib is okay with that.
Yeah. I actually asked him if he's feeling brave or if he needs me to go with him.
Would you?
Of course, that's what a brave knight would do.
Yes. If you could escort me across, that would be wonderful. How do we do this?
Just hold on my neck like this with your 2 arms, and then I'll just float in and pull myself through the,
Can we
through the
help?
water.
Yeah, you could probably pull from the other side. It does look a little comical. He is human. You're a halfling, and so he's bent over. So make an athletics check as you help both of them cross.
Athletics. I got a 15 plus 6, 21.
Nice.
Yeah, you make it across easily, and neither you nor Willem even get very wet at all. So you guys are now all on the other side of the river.
We did
Halfling
it.
power. Halfling power.
Nice.
All right.
I'll pick my rope and put it back on my backpack.
Okay, perfect. You've all got your ropes back. Willem says we should be fairly close, maybe another hour's walk through the forest and we'll see the village. But as you head out, after just like 5-10 minutes of walking, you hear a tiny voice piercing the quiet of the forest.
I'm looking at Georgie.
Georgie
You
looks
can talk.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Can we determine the direction it's coming from or anything it says?
Yeah, sure. Roll perception. You listen more closely.
I got 14.
Okay. You can tell it says again, help.
Oh.
It seems like it's coming ahead of you.
Somebody's calling for help.
Oh.
What
Knowing
did you say?
I know what Phil was gonna say.
I was just
That way.
I just pick my shield and sword. It's like, come on, follow me, brave ones. Rush
Wee
forward.
ones.
Right. Yeah. How inspired is everybody by Sir Fib?
Adventure!
I'll
I'm
hang back
inspired
a
to
little
watch
bit.
him. I'm inspired to watch him because he's been doing great.
I'm inspired to see what the heck happens to him.
Either
I'm
way,
right
it
behind
will
Fib.
make a good story. So let's go.
Right.
All right. Sir Fib charges ahead. The rest of you follow with varying levels of enthusiasm. And
Come on, Georgie.
yeah, Georgie comes along with you.
Where's William?
Oh yeah, he's following along. He's never going to be first, but he will also not be last. So, Sir Fib, you come across. You just come across. You see in front of you a goblin. You're pretty sure that's just kind of hanging between trees. As you look closer, it's caught in some web.
Oh,
Spiders.
I look at Bria's like, hey, I found the spiders.
Really? No. So we don't go that way. We need to go.
As you turn, you say this, and you turn, and the goblin says, "Help! Help!" You look closer. It's wearing like an apron over some striped pants and pants on its arms too. It's wearing weird human clothing.
I mean, that's when you have definitely very good style. I have to say, you've done a lot with what you've got.
Thanks.
I will.
I've been
I'll
for hours.
Gimzig will approach a little bit cautiously to see what he can see from the scenario. If there's
Okay.
anything outlying.
and I'll try to hack the web with my sword.
Okay. Yeah, so Gimzig, you're looking around. You can tell it's as if he was walking through the forest and kind of got caught and then struggled and got himself more enmeshed in this web. Sir Fib, go ahead and roll an attack roll to see if you can cut through this webbing.
5, 6, 11.
5 and a 6.
No, 5 plus 6, 11 in total.
11. Yeah, you can just you're hacking at it, and it like almost gives, but then it falls apart but catches on another piece of the webbing. It's not.
Yeah, I'm just struggling there. Oh.
Yeah. As you're struggling, from behind you, a wad of webbing hits Sir Fib and wraps around you. I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh.
I don't think that's supposed to happen, guys.
I definitely think we found the
Oh.
spiders.
Oh.
That's
13.
a 4.
Sorry, could you guys repeat that? Gimzig?
13.
13.
And 4.
17.
18.
3.
3. Right? And
I am the only one taking care of this thing, and they just leave. Just kidding.
Given Bree's attitude, it sounds like she would be last.
Yeah.
Spiders.
yeah, that's true. All right, so the Contessa, you are going to react first. You're standing in this area. You've just seen Sir Fib struggling with his sword, and then a jet of webbing wrap around him.
Okay. Do I see the spider or the source of the webbing?
Not immediately. You can look around.
Okay. The Contessa will pull out her rapier and she will have a look around for the spider.
Okay. Roll perception.
What's our lighting level like?
This is still like in the woods, so you can
Okay.
have, yeah.
Just a normal roll. Not bad. Where's my perception? That is a 19.
19. Yeah, you were paying attention when the webbing came out, and you look up, and directly behind and above you, there is a giant spider hanging from a tree.
Oh dear, it is up there, everybody.
Ew.
10 feet in the air.
How much?
About 10 feet.
Oh, okay, so it's within kind of reach.
Mhm.
Okay, the Contessa is going to get as close as she can to it, and she is going to swing her rapier and attack it.
Okay.
Rapier.
I think with you're kind of swinging up into the trees. I feel like that would be at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, so that was a 12 plus my attack. So that is an 18 to hit.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, my first
Wow.
roll was 18. So
Excellent. Yeah, you were able to kind of like hack at one of its legs. So you do hit. How much damage do you do?
excellent. So I don't get my sneak. That is a whole 5 damage.
Okay.
And then for my bonus action, she is going to throw one of her daggers up at the spider.
Oh, nice.
She's lost a dagger, I think. So that is an 8.
Yeah, you hurl it wildly into the tree, and you thought it was a leg, but it was just a branch.
Okay, and then she is going to kind of withdraw and take a few steps back so that the others, if they want, they can step towards it.
Okay. Sir Fib, it is you next. You are restrained by this web.
Okay.
You'd like to, it'll take an action to get out of it.
Yes, I want to do that.
Okay. How do you try to do that?
Yeah, I was just like start to stretch myself and hack with my sword until I get free.
Okay.
And can I see the spider?
Not from where you are. Like you were facing the web, it came from behind you.
Mhm.
You're pretty tied up in this.
Yep. So then I'll just try to move a little bit and position myself to whatever danger appears.
Okay. You do have to roll to see if you can break free of the webbing.
Okay. Is that athletics?
Just your attack roll.
Oh, attack roll. Oh, 16, 22.
Oh yeah, you just like swing. Your sword slices through the webbing. You're free, and you can move. And you would be able to see the Contessa team. So you have line of sight with the spider.
Okay, perfect. Yep. So then I'll just move there.
Okay. Gimzig, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and hurl a acid arrow at this thing.
Okay.
13 to hit.
13 does not hit. Just
All right.
goes fairly wide.
Hey.
Okay, well, it is the spider's turn. It is going to hurl another bit of webbing at the Contessa this time. Ooh, with a 22.
That definitely hits.
You get wrapped up with this webbing, and after this happens, from another tree, second large spider
Oh no!
hurries over to you and tries to bite you.
Oh, goody.
Oh, but it's some of the webbing is like sticking out as though it's an appendage, and it fights right at that.
Okay.
Doesn't hit you. Now there is a giant spider standing next to you. Asteri, it's your turn.
Okay. So the first one has been hit, right? And then the second one just showed up.
The first one has been hit in the tree. And the second one is on the ground.
Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is bonus action starry form. And so
Okay.
she's just like, all right, I'm going to glitter now. And she's going to use her archer constellation. So when I activate this form, I can make a ranged spell attack of a glooming luminous arrow. And is that first spider within 60 feet of me?
Yes, they both would
Okay.
be.
So I'm going to attack that one with this. That's a 16 on the die plus 6, so 22.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, and that's going to deal radiant damage. That is, where'd it go? 1d8 plus my wisdom. It's a 5 plus 3, so 8 radiant on that first spider. And then since that was the bonus action, I'm going to ice knife the second. Oh, is the second one near anyone else?
So the first one I'm assuming you were getting was in the tree. The second one is on the ground right next to the Contessa. Tried to bite her.
I'm going to guiding bolt that one.
Okay.
And not ice knife it because I don't want to hit her. And then I'm going to make a ranged spell attack on that one. That's an 18 on the die. Plus, I think I said 6. So, yeah, 24. And then that one. Okay. And when she does her guiding bolt, she shouts, "Rainbow unicorn on a shooting star bolt!" And that's going to be 4d6.
46.
Yes.
Wow.
Because
Right,
radiant bolt
nice.
radiant is awesome. But that doesn't do a whole lot. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's only 6 radiant damage. And on the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage because it's now glittering on the target until then.
Okay, so you hit it with 46 plus 6 radiant damage?
No, just 46 radiant damage.
4d6. Okay, I was like, wow, that is the most intense.
No, I only rolled 6 radiant damage.
Okay.
It didn't. I got 3 1s and a 4.
These
Or-
appropriately.
Wait, I did math wrong. That's a 7, but 3 1s and a 4. 7.
Excellent. Okay. So yes, this spider has been hit and now it's glittering and it's kind of beautiful in a very weird way.
And that's all I can do.
Okay, Bree, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how I can get our very amazing knight free, so we have another person. Do I think that I can set this web on fire safely without burning him?
I think Serpent escaped, but
Yeah.
Oh, did he escape? I didn't hear. I thought he was
Contessa and
still
the
struggling.
goblin.
Yeah, the Contessa.
And the goblin.
Okay, so the Contessa. All right, I don't know where I got that. Sorry. So do I think I could get Contessa free with if I shot a sacred flame? I'm trying to figure out how to get the web because I'm like I could burn the web. I'll just shoot the spider. Do what? I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Let me just use a sacred flame at that spider.
Okay.
That might be easier because if I burn Contessa's clothes, that would probably be really bad. That wouldn't make stories really good for me.
And that spider next to her, we get advantage on hitting until the end of my next turn since it's
Yeah.
glowing.
Yeah.
Glittering.
Straight up. Oh, it's cocked. Hang on. Yeah. There's fire, but it didn't go anywhere because I had a 6.
Oh, with advantage?
Oh, I did. That's right. That's better. 17.
Yay!
But you do get to make a dex save. So of 14.
Okay. No.
Yay. Where's my 8-siders? I should have had it ready. 5. 8.
Oh man. This owlbear is gonna need help right in the middle of a battle.
Oh no.
10.
8.
8. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just after you sent this firebolt, Georgie starts to stumble. He stumbles into your leg, slow blinking, nodding his head heavily. It is now the goblin's turn. Now that these giant spiders have shown up, he struggles wildly. He's still stuck in that web. He can't get out. Georgie just kind of bumps into you again, and he walks forward into the middle of the battle. It is your turn.
Okay, so I'm tangled in this web?
Yep.
Okay, so I have to try and break free before I can attack, right? Okay, so what check is that?
You can either attack to hack through it or make a strength check to burst out.
Let's try and attack it. So she'll use her rapier to try and bust free. That is a 14.
14. That hits.
Excellent.
So you're able to get out of the web.
Okay. And since I used an attack action, she's going to pull out another dagger and try and stab the spider that's next to her as her bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my natural 20 that someone nicely gave me. Is there anyone within 5 feet of myself and the spider at this moment?
I don't think anybody has gotten close to it.
Wonderful. Okay. So my swashbuckler feat lets me have my sneak attack in this case.
Nice.
So I get to double the dice. So that is a dagger is a d4. And my sneak is a... Oh, wow. My sneak is 3d6. I didn't even realize that.
Wow.
Nice.
Holy moly. Okay, so...
Stab him in the face.
So that's 20 points of damage.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
This spider did not think you were a threat. Out of the webbing, stab it. Let me see under my cat. What? Yeah, you are able to stab it to death. How would you like to do that?
Yeah, so she so very elegantly, like she's torn, and all of a sudden you just see her rapier come up one side, and her hand comes out, and she has a dagger, and she just kind of flips it over and stabs it into the spider.
Excellent.
I have a friend who does not like spiders, so that was for her.
Excellent. Yeah, that spider twitches and goes still. Sir Fib, it is your turn.
Right, so I look at the spider that is above ground, and I say, "Hey, spider, what is the Fibonacci of 5?" And it has to make a DC 15 strength saving throw.
Okay. No, it gets out.
So it falls down to the ground.
Okay, falls out of the tree.
Mhm.
Okay, it is on the ground now.
So then I will approach it and attack with my sword.
Okay.
Do I get advantage because it's on the ground?
I think it would. Well, does your spell cause it to like be prone, or is it just?
Yeah,
No.
it causes it to be prone.
Okay, yeah, you can do it at advantage then. It's fallen on its back.
Okay, so my first attack, it's 17 plus 6.
Okay, that hits.
Is for 6 plus 3 for 9 damage
Okay.
on the first attack. And on my second attack, that's a 12 plus 6, 18.
That hits.
For another 8 damage.
Okay. All right, it is looking quite bad, but it is its turn. It will use its action to flip up and then scurry away into the trees.
Mhm.
And then from the other side of the web, 2 more jets of web fly out. One at Sir Fib and one at Gimzig with a be an 18 and at Sir Fib and a 7 at Gimzig.
18 to hit.
Yeah.
That's a miss.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
I
I know
put my shield in front of him.
Yeah.
Wow.
excellent. Just splats on there.
my AC is a mighty 11, so it's still. Yeah.
Right. So misses you as well. It is now Asteri's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna oh boy. So we know there's 2 more webs, so there's at least 2 more spiders. Can I try to see if I know where they are exactly since they haven't revealed themselves yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for roll perception.
Yeah. 21.
21. Yes, you can tell that one of them was coming from the other, like above the webbing where the goblin is stuck, and the other has come from the right. So you guys are kind of in a big circle. One has gone off to the north. One has, you can tell one is from the east, and then one is kind of right above you.
Okay. So on the one that's above the web, I'm gonna bonus action starry shoot that one.
Okay.
So that is a dirty 20 to hit.
Okay, yep.
Okay. And that's gonna be a 7 of radiant damage. And then on the other one, that one, I am the one that went further away. I am gonna ice knife that one.
Okay, yeah.
That is gonna be a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, cool. It's gonna take 1d10 piercing. So that's 2 damage. That wasn't very good. But then the ice knife explodes, and then the target, and if there's any other people within 5 feet of that, they must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 2d6 cold.
Okay. Got an 8.
An 8? No, it doesn't pass. Ooh, yay. Okay, and that's 8 cold damage.
All right. Excellent. Bree, it is your turn. You see the owlbear just stumbling ahead of you.
Georgie, I'm trying to help these guys. I'll go after Georgie and try to come this way. Or actually, I'll get in my bucket for some of that food. Come on.
Okay. Roll animal handling.
Please don't fail this. Oh, great. I hope it's 7 over the 4.
Kind of follows you, but kind of stumbles and looks around, and he just lays down.
Is he out of the way? I mean,
he's right in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you were gonna say that. Great.
This is a great place for a nap.
Right? Yeah, well, shoot. That's probably all I can do. I don't know if I can scoot him out of the way.
Yeah, I'll give you a strength check to scooting check. How far can you reach him?
Right?
Roll for scoot check.
7 plus my strength is only going to give me a 9. So it'll look comical though, you know.
Everybody else is like casting, throwing daggers, and shoving a tiny little owlbear cublet.
Scoot.
I believe
maybe some feathers. That I might have accidentally made feathers come off though. So just, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is the goblin's turn now. He's gonna try to escape again. He gets one arm free. But it cannot get totally free yet. Contessa, it is your turn.
Okay, can I see? So how many spiders do I have around me?
None are in your immediate area. One that Sir Fib almost killed ran to the north.
Okay.
One is in the, you would have seen these because Asteri's hit them.
Yep.
One is in the trees above the web, and one is to the east. So northeast and above the web.
Is there anyone to the one near the one at the east?
No, it's like 30 feet away.
Wonderful. So 30 feet away. That's pretty far. I'll try and hit the one that's up in the air again.
Okay.
So I will roll with disadvantage because this is my rapier. Neither of those rolls are particularly good. So disadvantage, that is a 12.
Yeah, you're not able to swing and hit the spider. The goblin in the webbing is like, I'm right here.
Yeah, with my dagger as my bonus action, she'll try and swipe and cut the poor goblin out.
Okay.
Is he up high? Like, is that going to be like a reach for me, or?
No, he's just wound himself into it so his feet are not touching the ground, but he's
pretty close. Okay. Oh, that's much better. So that is like 23.
Yeah. Okay. So you can't swipe and hit the spider, but then with your other hand, you bring the dagger down
around. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the goblin kind of falls to its feet, looks around, and then books it north.
Okay.
So
Wow.
Isn't there a spider in the north?
Yes, the one that you had almost killed.
So then I'll just move closer to it.
Okay, you're chasing after.
Yeah, and try to attack.
Okay.
And I shout to the goblin, "Don't come here! There is a spider!"
Ah!
So my first attack, 19 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
For 7 damage.
All right, yeah, you jump on it from behind. You're gonna kill this thing. How do you do it?
If it's running, I'll just like rush forward, knock it to make it stun for a second, and then make a clean cut.
Okay, yeah, clean and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down. It's dead.
Can
Excellent.
I retreat a little bit to position myself better?
Yeah, I think you would have used most of your movement to chase after this spider, but you can come back a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just move a little bit back, and if any of the spiders that are in the trees are within 30 feet of me, I'll try to do the show of action again.
Okay. Yeah, the one that's above the webbing would be just at the edge of that 30 feet.
Okay, so then I look at the spiders like, okay, hey spider, what is the Fibonacci of 7?
Wisdom?
Strength.
Strength.
Yeah.
15?
Oh, it passes.
Yeah, this spider knows math.
The spider looks back at me, and then it says, I actually think I have the number. It's 13. It's like, what?
It clicks its mandibles 13 times. All right, excellent. Gimzig.
That one's still in the tree, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna try to throw another acid arrow at it.
Okay.
Magic time. Magic time doesn't work. I rolled a 2. I'm useful.
Like when you try to throw a baseball and it just goes right in front of you. Oh.
Darn.
Okay.
All right. I'm useful.
The spider that is in the web notices that you were trying to hit it. Trying to web you. It also got a 2. It's just
epic battle.
Where's the popcorn? Who's got the popcorn?
The one that is to the east, though, scurries closer and is going to attack Asteri. And it's just going to run at you with an 18.
That hits.
Yeah, it sinks its tiny spider teeth into you with 1d8. 6 points of damage.
So,
That is most unpleasant.
wait a second.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Great.
Can I use my night powers to protect her? Like if she's within 30 feet of me?
I think that she's to the east and you ran after the one to the north. I don't think you could get there in time.
Okay.
How does a 19 do?
Okay, yeah. 19, you're able to pull it off before it can really seep in, but you do get 2 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And it is now right next to you. So one is still in the trees, one is right next to Asteri, and it is Asteri's turn.
Great. So I'm just gonna like attack this one with my scimitar since it's right up next to me.
Okay.
She's like, I don't like you very much. And that was gonna be 23 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
Great. Thank you. Finally, a good number. That's gonna be 8 damage with the scimitar.
You hack at it.
And then bonus action throw at the other one.
Okay.
Okay. That's a 19 on the die, so it's gonna be 25 to hit the other one.
Yep.
And then that's 7 radiant on the other one.
All right, yeah. You probably hack off a good leg of the one that's right next to you, and then you hit the other one that's in the tree. They're looking a bit worse for wear. Bree, it is your turn. You're shoving this owlbear couplet.
Right? I mean, we're in the middle. Are we safe at all?
Yeah, you're in the middle of everything, but the fighting is happening probably like 15, 20 feet to the east.
Okay.
Not undercover, but you're not in immediate damage or danger.
Let's shoot some. Let's try a golden guiding bolt at that one that my friend that's trying to do some damage to my friend. 20, really? Yay!
Yeah.
See, adventure dice rolled me a natural 20. Woo woo! But yeah. I know, right? I'm just glad I hit. Sorry. I never can remember all these spells.
Yeah.
Should have picked a fighter.
Owlbear couplet hoots in its sleep.
God. Well, that's what I'm like, dude. Where is William all this time?
Where is Willem all this
Yeah.
time?
Oh no! Don't even say that. Maybe we should have been watching, right? Oh well. 46, right? Really? 3 1s?
Oh no. With your guidance, 3 1s?
Yeah, and then a 5. So 8, but out of 46, they're going to dice gel.
Yeah. All right. Your guiding bolts just glance off of the spider. Yeah, it's almost as though your attention is divided, and you just can't quite hit true. The Contessa, it is your turn.
Okay, this one that is above me, is it still
there?
Okay. Even though range does not Contessa's strength, she's going to try and reach up and do this again. So,
okay.
Let's see. Oh, sorry, those are better. I rolled a 12 and a 14. So let's see. With my rapier. With the 12, that is I can math, 18 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
Wonderful. Okay, so that is a D8. That is 10 slashing damage, piercing damage. And then it's still going?
It starts to wobble, And
Alright.
as it falls out of the tree, I need you to make a dexterity saving.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Just a 10.
Okay. It's not the greatest roll, but we'll see. That is an 11.
Oh,
Ooh.
just at the last second, it crashes. It brushes past you as it falls to the ground, but you are.
Okay. Is it still alive?
It looks quite dead.
Okay, well,
Yay.
bonus action anyway. She's going to take her dagger and just stab it just to make sure.
Yeah, excellent. You are now very confident that it is.
It is dead. Okay.
You just have the spider left that is next to Asteri, but it is Sir Fib's turn. You are to the north. Will need to move to get in range.
Yeah. So I'll just rush back. It's like, Asteri, I'll help you. And as I get close, I'll do my attack rolls.
Okay.
So this is the one that got the guiding bolt, right?
Yes, a couple of glancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first attack. Oh, that's a 9 plus 6, 15. No.
Just barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30. Does it hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is 7 plus 3, 10 damage.
Okay.
The first attack. And then my second attack, that's 16 plus 6, 22.
Yeah, that hits.
For another 7 damage.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna kill this one too.
Nice. Yeah. So I just rush back and it's like, I'll protect you. And do a bash and start to attack it.
Yeah.
Fib, my hero.
Excellent. You look around. A couple minutes pass and no more webs fly out of the trees. You have defeated the giant spiders.
Yay.
Yay!
All right. The owlbear couplet is just curled up asleep in the middle of this forest.
Wouldn't it be nice to sleep on the job sometimes?
I'm gonna check it out. The bear. I feel like it might have been bit or something because it was wobbly. I'm gonna check out the
this one-
owlbear.
Yeah, I'm going to do a medicine check as well.
Okay, both of you go ahead.
Got a 23.
Me too.
22 for Bree.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah, you both immediately are like, I don't see any wounds. I guess it's just sleepy.
Weird. Okay.
Mirror to the face.
It's quite heavy.
Yes.
Like when you would know, Bree, when you were trying to push it, that it was pretty solid.
I mean, it is a couplet. I don't know. I mean, I'm not real good at nature, but I mean, can we figure out how? It's pretty young. Babies sleep a lot. That's what I've been told.
Asteria like flips around and she's like, "Hey, Willie," and she's like looking for him to see if he's in the area and ask about the outlet.
Okay. Roll perception.
15.
You see to the south, just like the corner of his pith helmet peeking out from behind the tree.
The spiders are all gone. You can come out.
Peace. Are you sure?
I'm fairly certain they're very dead.
Fairly certain. It's still kind of scary.
She nudges the one that's next to her foot. She's like, "Yep, definitely dead."
Okay. He's gonna roll perception. Okay, yeah, he does believe. I just in case he thought, oh, it's moving.
It went through my mind, but
he comes out and he's like, wow, you guys are incredible. Four giant spiders. I will be hiding behind trees anytime that happens again.
Gimzig's gonna take this opportunity to find the nearest spider and start harvesting.
Hey.
He's gonna try to get some fangs out of that thing,
Okay.
for a venom brew.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a bite to it.
Okay.
So-
Are you
Uh,
wrench the fangs out, or to like do
Knife,
this thing?
kind of the in and pop, get the venom sac out of it.
Okay. Roll dexterity to see if you can do this without popping the venom sac, I say with authority.
Sure.
Please do this quietly, slice quietly, because the bear is trying to sleep.
That'd be a 15 with 0 dexterity bonus.
Okay, 15. You almost, but you catch yourself right at the last minute, and you're able to get a giant spider venom snack.
Snap.
Excellent. Add that to my little inventory there.
Oh man, whatever you're gonna make out of this is gonna be a doozy.
I do not think I'm going to try that one either, Gimzig.
Me neither. I got bit by that thing, and that wasn't pleasant. So I don't want to know what you're gonna make with that.
Spider venom wine.
And Surfeit is just shouting, Mr. Goblin, you're safe.
Yeah, the goblin.
Yeah, roll perception, see if you see anything.
Oh, 17 plus 2, 19.
Yeah, you look around, you don't see any evidence of the goblin. He seems to have left.
Oh,
I feel a little sad. It's like, I hope he didn't run into another web.
Yeah. So you guys are in this wooded area. The owlbear cublet is asleep. Would you like to go a little bit further, or shall we take our bio break now? It is almost 3 o'clock.
let's
You
move
haven't
out
eaten
of
all day.
let's move out of the area where there's spiders and then do our bio there.
That sounds like a good plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with this cublet?
Yeah. Can someone help me?
Fib.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll try to help bring.
And I can try to help. I mean, do it together since it's so big.
So the two halflings are going to be hauling this halfling-sized cublet. Okay, both of you roll strength. If your combined score is 30.
Uh-oh.
Strength. Can I use the inspiration that I got earlier?
Mm-hmm.
You better roll really high.
Oh, I rolled a 4.
All right, I guess we're camping here.
So 4
rolled
plus
a 2.
5 from the inspiration, that's 9 plus strength, 12.
12 plus 10, 22.
Yeah.
It's way heavier than you would have guessed.
Hey, William,
Yes?
can you help us? We really don't want to be right where the spiders are. Can you help us?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Georgie?
Right. I definitely don't want to be where the spiders are. He's apparently pretty strong. With his 18, he hoists the owlbear up, and he's like,
Easy. Be careful.
now what? What are we doing?
Oh, now we're moving out of whichever way we want to go.
Move
Like
slowly.
100 yards away out of the forest, just so there's no.
Into town.
Yeah.
Okay. So the three of you hold this sleeping owlbear goblet between you,
Like,
kind of shuffle. Yeah. He's got it like this. You guys have him above your. And you very slowly make your way out of the forest. Said you had gotten about 15 minutes in. It's still another like 40 minutes walking. The cublet sleeps through the whole thing. We just have a great time.
Awesome.
And you guys can see ahead of you after about 40 minutes a small farming village. You come across a road that's leading in. There's just a couple like farmhouses along the way with some pens and fields, and then ahead you can kind of see some more established, like a little town center. So you can pause there, and we will take our bio break if Blair is ready, and we'll come back just after 3. Take like a 10-minute break. That works.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Hey,
Okay,
we are
we're
now.
unmuted. Okay, so we are transitioning. You guys are good to go. Blair's making lots of noise, so I can take a break.
There we go. Hey, look at that. I'm not as fancy as she is. She dressed up. I did not. Oh, like what is that? Oh, it's your watch talking to me. Your watch is talking to me. Okay, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you're having fun. We are certainly enjoying the event. Lots to see, lots to ways to help. We are here to raise money for the Canadian Cancer Society. Go to andreasadventures.ca and you can see all the different many ways to do it. Or you can just tune in for the cat and the dog. That's what most people do, I think. But yeah, so you can donate to give in-game perks or penalties to DMs or players. You can go to our auction. Our auction's got some wonderful items, some stuff from our sponsors. I can bring that up. I can't bring that up. I didn't prepare for that very well, did I? But yeah, go to andreasadventures.ca. You can see all the different ways to help. You can click on roll, which will let you buy a set of Andrea's Adventures dice, which are, oh, look at that, these ones right here. See if we can see it. Can't really see it. No, can't really see it. There you go. Very nice blue, red, glittery, nice big silver numbers. They don't know if they roll well or not. That depends on the set, I guess. But yeah, you can, all the profit from those dice go to the Canadian Cancer Society. We don't keep any of the profit. We just pay for the costs and then hand the rest back over. Or you can share with people that this event is happening. Let them know if you've got gamer friends, people who like D&D, people who like, or people might have a personal connection because, you know, cancer affects 1 in 2 people in this country. So it's hard to say that it doesn't impact everybody, because you always know at least somebody. Yes, dog? It's okay. It's okay. She'll be back. Don't worry about it. Come here. Hey. It is supposed to be my dog. It clearly isn't. Always likes to follow Andrea around. Hey. It's okay, buddy. Yeah, so again, thank you for everyone. Thank you for our sponsors. We have 2 more games left tonight. The next one's starting at, let's see, what time is it? It's 3. Oh, the next one's at 5, from 5 to 9. And the one after that is from 9 till 1 a.m. And I will actually be in that one. The return of Auckland at a higher level. He was 5th level last night, and he will be 12th level tonight. So that'll be fun. Hey, good. She's not back. Not back yet.
Keep hosting.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just bumbling through this. I'm not making much sense. So.
All I do.
Yeah, but you're much better at it than I am. You bumble much better than me. I just kind of ramble. You actually have direction. So, yeah, what was my train of thought, dog? Do you remember?
You were talking about playing Auckland.
Oh, yeah, I'm playing Auckland tonight. I believe he's 12th level. And, yeah, he'll be returning for another installment of Chaos Incorporated or something like that. But, yeah, so then we have tomorrow, we've got sessions again starting at 9 a.m. Right until 9 p.m. So 12 hours of gaming. That's a lot of sessions. 12, 3 sessions, 4 sessions? 4 sessions tomorrow.
What's our fundraising total at?
Our fundraising total, I can't see that. That's too far away.
$5,400.
$5,400. All right, good job, everybody. $5,400 plus the auction puts us well over 7,000.
Yeah, I think so.
That's amazing.
Hooray!
That's amazing. We'll right past through our goal, and on to the next goal, I guess. So we'll see if we can beat that sometime pretty quick, and just smash all our goals this weekend, right? So, yeah, it's been an interesting adventure. So let's see here where we're at. Where is?
Waiting for a few players.
I was looking for the dashboard. That's not the dashboard. That's not the dashboard. Where'd my dashboard go? It's probably right here. There it is. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's a jump in one night. Oh, so many games. Yeah. Exciting thing tomorrow is it is a lot of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, but we actually have Dungeon Crawl Classics being run tomorrow. Hi. Dungeon Crawl Classics being run tomorrow at. Do you remember what time?
They are the second session at 1 o'clock.
So 1 to 5.
This time slot that we're
This time slot tomorrow is Dungeon Crawl Classics. And they're doing, I believe, a second level campaign. They're not doing the meat grinder, but so it'll be a little more than what a lot of people, because a lot of people have tried the meat grinder and been through that. So no, it'll be a little more than that. So that'll be exciting. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, Ogre Beef, the judge for Dungeon Crawl Classics tomorrow, says it's going to be more like your 80s dad's metal basement D&D, like really old school. So tune in for that.
That'll be pretty good.
Uh-huh.
That'll be pretty good. Yeah. And then you're again back tomorrow. In what session? You're at the
And
5.
last session.
The 5 to 9.
Yeah.
That's going to be tiring for you.
So,
So 5 to 9 session for you tomorrow, and
yeah, I'm playing Talapunzel tomorrow.
Talapunzel,
My frying pan wielding barbarian.
cast iron frying pan. I hope wielding barbarian. That's amazing.
I will have a cast iron prop, frying pan prop for
You're gonna go take one of our cast iron frying pans out of the drawer, aren't you? Excellent, excellent. I don't know. How are we doing? Where is everybody? Is everyone back? We're still missing one.
video. Okay.
Still missing one. So we're getting close.
Or is it just me missing?
What's that?
Or is it just me missing?
No, no.
Okay.
It's actually one person missing. So we're actually missing somebody. So they will be back shortly, hopefully, and then we can get back to it. I mean, you can take over for me if you want. No.
I'm enjoying my little rest.
You're just gonna let me bumble through it. Let me bumble through it until everyone's back and ready.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I'd like to show you guys. That's what the dice look like. You can't really see that very well. That's last year's set. We still have a few of those left that you can get on the website. And this is this year's set, which is an empty container right now, but you can't really see them in the dice tray, right? So, it's too dark. This is actually a very special edition dice tray made out of black walnut. Made for Andrea's birthday last year. Yeah, pretty nice, eh? Yeah. So, it's the older stuff. Oh, light. Wow. I can see. Well, no, I could see it before. Never mind. This is for you. All right. I didn't mention our actual specific. You might want to mention our specific sponsors sometime later, because I don't actually remember them all. I don't want to mention some and forget some, because that's not fair.
Watch the stream.
What's that?
Watch the stream.
Watch the stream. That'll take too long to cycle through them. I can load it up on this laptop here, and let's see if we can find Andrea. It's all on the website. Adventures. Yeah. What's exciting is me reading what's on the website instead of, checking it out. You should go check it out, because apparently I can't type the name properly.
That's okay. I was having trouble all day yesterday typing the name.
Oh, were you? You're having trouble saying it this morning. Adventures. AndreasAdventures.ca. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Our sponsors include, but not limited to. Actually, it is pretty much limited to. Everyone's listed on here. Adventure Dice. What? Adventure Dice? That's amazing. Terminal City Tabletop Convention. You're watching it on the Terminal City Tabletop Convention stream channel, so no surprise there. D&D Beyond. They were wonderful. They donated some prizes for us. You can get them on the auction site. We're also giving away a player bundle today and tomorrow and yesterday. So stay ready for that. We don't know when or how that's going to happen yet, but we'll figure it out eventually. Rain City Games donated some really nice stuff. We for any of the $200 levels, no, $100 levels. $100 levels. Adventure Dice is donating some dice to Camp Good Times, which is a camp. Well, it was a camp, but it's a program that's designed to help children of families who are dealing with cancer, and the children get to play D&D. They've been doing it online this year, which is really good. We actually know someone who's done it, and she loved it. So we want to help out, so we're going to donate some sets. But yeah, Rain City had donated some of the card packs. I don't remember which ones they were.
Oh, the Deck of Many card packs.
Deck of Many card packs. They donated a bunch of those for us to pass along to them as well, which is fantastic. RPG Scenery donated some of their maps for us to use for this event, which is really nice. Craving for a Game donated auction items, so if you go to the auction and you can see some board games. Dungeon Keep donated a really nice prize pack that's also in the auction, a nice shopping spree. So buy what you want with it, which is really cool. DMs of Vancouver is lots of time and effort in DMing. That's the Cave Goblin Networks, that little symbol there. They're also DMing for this weekend. Roarcat Reads, I believe they're DMing this session right now.
Yeah, Tricia.
And they also DM'd my session last night. And they're playing tomorrow in the DCC one.
No, the 9 a.m.
The 9 a.m. one, okay.
Yeah.
Free Spacer, which is an RPG designed by Christoph.
Who DM'd our morning session.
Haley Boros, who did the dragon art for the Adventure Dice Kickstarters. Oh yeah, the books. The wonderful books. There's the Black Dragon. There's 5 books in this pack. There's the red, blue, green, black, and Fang Dragon in this pack. And each one has the dragon art on it. They're really cool looking. I love the dragons. Those will be available, I don't know, sometime in the next month probably. But yeah, and she also did some art that's in the GM Hero book that's available for auction, as well as one of the other projects on there, as well as Fairy Fire book, as well as her own art project, the Dungeons and Doggos. And then there's, I don't actually know what that symbol is.
That is the Vancouver D&D Collective.
There we go.
It's kind of our local adventurers league. It's their group.
And so they're DMing for us as well.
Yep.
That's fantastic. But yeah, everyone seems to be back now. So let's get right back into things. And I'll stop mumbling around here, and you guys can actually hear something interesting. Transition back. There you go. Oop.
Right. Can you hear us? Are we good to go?
Okay, we should be good to go.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Not yet. I gotta just get back to here. Oh, yeah, no, you're good.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Awesome. Welcome back. We are going to start where we left off, just outside Coniston, although I will remind you, to my own potential regret, that you guys have been awarded a 1 against me at any time. So I will bring it up now and never again. Yeah, so you are kind of, we'll say we ended at the edge of the forest. Cublet is still asleep, but maybe making a little bit of movements. What would you like to do?
So I'll look at the others and say, if they have a bounty for owlbears, I think that it's not the best idea to walk into town with one.
I was thinking the same thing, Sir Fib.
What should we do? I'm not sure if a small paint on it will make it look like a dogo.
I mean, we could split up. Bree could stay here with the bear, and the rest of us could go into the town.
I wouldn't mind staying behind as well. I have many notes to take on sleeping and all of the things that this magnificent little creature does. If you would all like to go, I could stay behind, and I'm sure it will be fine.
Anybody have anything they need in the town? What do we can do for others, or?
I mean, we do have this contract that says they have an owlbear problem, so we need to figure out exactly what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
That could mean many things. Do they not have enough owlbears?
Why don't we leave Bree and Fib with the bear and Wilhelm? That way, if something happens, we have Fib there to to take the hit.
Help carry the owlbear.
There, yeah, that's what I mean.
Team owlbear carrying.
Does that sound good? All right.
All right. Well, then let's start with the 3 that are going into town. So the Contessa, Gemzig, and Asteri. What are you doing? Where are you going? The road, like I said, passes some fields and farmhouses first before you'd have to walk past that to get into a town center.
Hey, Asteri, if they have any brownies, can you get some more? We may need them.
I'll see what I can find.
Gimzig is going to look for the local butcher shop to find some ways to quell the smell and preserve his findings.
Excellent. Okay. So you're just heading down the road to the town center.
Yeah.
You look around, you find the building where there are animal carcasses hanging outside the door. And yeah, you can head in. The butcher looks up. What can I do for you?
Hello, sir. I have some meat products that I need preserving and for later use. Anything you can help me with?
Oh, we don't keep other people's meat here.
No. Just make it, last longer until I can get it into my home.
Oh, you didn't carry something with you? You just
Nope. Opportunity knocked and I took it.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm sure we got an extra ice pack around here or something if that's what you're looking for.
Sure, ice packs, some salt to keep it moisture out of it and whatnot. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, he'll bring you a little pouch of salt and an ice pack and look at you. What you got?
Meat. Yeah, us gnomes, we like all sorts of things we find out of the forest and underneath logs and stuff. Not that you, yeah. See, your palate he probably doesn't enjoy it as much, eh?
No more questions.
Yeah. I'll pay for the salt and the whatever with the silver I found in the dead people's bags.
Yeah, just 2 silver.
Yeah. Here you go. Thank you. Preserve that.
Thank you kindly.
That's what I needed to do done. I'll get back with the Contessa then.
Okay.
Is there any name on this contract that we have of someone like who issued it?
Yes, Beckon Morecambe, the leader of Coniston.
Okay, the Contessa will try and find that person.
Okay, so you're kind of wandering through the town center. There's not a lot of people out and about, but you would find a couple people. It's hard to tell. Like, there's buildings with a sign for like an inn, and you could tell the butcher shop, but there's not a lot of signs places.
Okay, yeah, we'll go in the butcher shop just with Gimzig and inquire.
Okay. Yeah, Beckon. Her house is just to the north of the city. It's the one with the white picket fence. It looks real nice.
All right, we will go there. Do you know, have you heard of any problems in this area with owlbears?
Oh yeah, it's a real shame. Lately, they've been picking off some of our goats, and I think it was Talwyn. She got attacked by one. That's what caused Beckon to put out the notice. Are you adventurers?
Oh, we are. We are from the Andrea's Adventurers Guild.
Oh, I've heard that's a good guild. Yeah.
It is.
And do all members of Andrea's Adventurers Guild eat things from under logs?
No, I can say for sure that we do not do that.
Oh,
Gimsig is special.
okay. That makes more sense.
What led your town to believe that this was owlbears causing this? Did you know, or could it be regular bears?
I suppose, but up in the mountain to the north, there's been owlbear sightings in the past. So when they crashed through our fence farm to the south and killed a couple of goats, we just assumed it was owlbears. I guess it could not have been. As far as I know, I don't. Talwyn, when we found her, she was unconscious, so we don't know for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for your help. We are going to go north of town, I suppose.
Oh, not like north of town, but just like the edge of town.
Okay. To the north. Okay. So
Yeah.
I suppose we will head in that direction.
All right. Yeah. You find yourselves in front of a very nice building. It's not extravagant, but it's well kept and has a white picket fence in front of it.
Go up to the front door and knock.
Introduce herself.
After a couple minutes, a woman opens the door. She looks quite harried and busy, but she sees you, kind of looks over all of the weapons on your persons and says, are you here for the contract that
We
I put on?
are.
Oh, wonderful. There's been a couple of groups that have gone out, but I haven't heard anything from them. Wait, come in. She'll escort you into a sitting room, and can I provide you anything to drink or eat?
Do you
No,
have
thank you. I
brownies?
brought my
All
own.
right.
Things.
Brownies.
I just put some in the oven. It'll be 45 minutes.
Okay, if we're here that long, then maybe.
Okay, sure. You can have some of my brownies. The least I could do for adventurers to help us with our owlbear problem.
So what is the problem exactly?
Yes, it's very strange. We've never had issues before, but there are owlbears that live in the mountains to the north of us, and people have caught sight of them occasionally. There's a ledge far up, but they've never come close to the village before. But there's a farm near here that was attacked a few nights ago, and just after that, one of our healers, Talwyn, she was out scavenging for healing ingredients, and she was just able to crawl her way back to town, and then she collapsed unconscious. She had wounds on her that we believe were caused by an owlbear, and unfortunately, we need the very ingredients that she was seeking in order to heal her.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
What was she looking for?
She was looking for the yarrow plants. They grow near the watchtower on the foot of the mountain. It's where she was going to gather them, but she didn't come back with any.
And you are certain it is the owlbears causing this problem?
Well, I can't be certain, but all signs seem to point to it being the owlbears, and I have to do something. I have to do something to protect my people.
Is there anything new happening in town that maybe would have caused them to come down from that far in the mountains?
Anything new in town? Not that I know of, but there's always people coming through, and wanderers and adventurers like yourselves. I don't know if that would have anything to do with it.
All right, I think that's all the information I know. We will go, I suppose, north and check out where the owlbears are and see if there's anything that might be disturbing them that would cause them to come here.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. If you need to talk to Kinsa is the head healer. She's there with Talwyn. She might be able to give you some instructions on anything else that you might need. It's not my field of expertise.
All right, thank you.
Still 35 minutes until the brownies. You guys can make small talk if you'd like, and while you do that and wait for the brownies, we will go to our compatriots in the forest with the owlbear. So team owlbear carrying people. The owlbear wakes up and it kind of looks around, seems a little disoriented for a second, and then it runs up to Sir Fib and nips at your hand and then runs away.
Ouch. I'm not sure if that means play, but I'll try like to do kind of like peekaboo with it.
Okay. So you're like covering your face?
Yeah, I'll try to hide behind like a pillar, a wood pillar, or some cover bushes, and then like peekaboo.
Okay. You hide, and the owlbear pauses and comes slowly towards where it thinks you are.
And then I jump in, peekaboo.
It startles. It runs and hides behind Bree and peeks out.
Yeah. So now I try to pretend that like
I'll do this.
it's hidden. It's like, where is George?
It waits a second. It looks up at Bree, or kind of at Bree. You're about the same height, and then creeps close to Sir Fib.
I pretend that I'm not seen.
It nips at your hand again and then scurries away. It is delighted. Willem, he is taking notes. Like, communication, incredible. Playfulness, peekaboo. Bree, what would you like to do?
I think while this is happening, I just want to watch to make sure there's no one that might see it. And kind of gauging that it's about the same size. I'm gonna pull out or take off my cloak and see if I can maybe put it around the owlbear. Maybe they'll at least give the illusion if someone just kind of sees us.
Okay, I love it. Putting a cloak on an owlbear. Roll sleight of hand to see if you can get it on there easily.
Sleight of hand, great. I got a +1. That can happen, right?
Yeah.
13 total.
13. Okay, yeah. It's still pretty playful, running around your Fib, and so you're trying to get the cloak on, and eventually it's just the three of you kind of running in a circle, trying to chase it to put the cloak on. The owlbear is trying to chase Sir Fib. Sir Fib is chasing you for some reason. Eventually the owlbear does get quite tuckered out though, and kind of collapses, and if you'd like to put the cloak on again, you can do so at advantage.
Oh, nice. Just in case. Yeah. 14.
14.
It was either 14 or 13, so you know.
Okay, you can put it on the very tired, worn-out owlbear. Its beak is definitely still poking out. It's hard to keep the hood up, but the cloak part is on, and it is 19 adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that owlbear is a little bit undercover.
I'm going to chime in and say that is a natural 20 adorable.
Everybody, all three of you looking at the owlbear couplet, just like swoon. Can't handle how cute it is.
1, 2, 3. Oh.
All right. Anything else with you guys, or we will jump back to our town folk crew.
Just because of the 45 minutes brownie, Phoebe's like, I'm starting to get hungry. I wonder why it's taking them so long.
Excellent. Yeah, everybody's getting a little hungry in the forest. Time has passed. It's a lot of 45 minutes of peekaboo. And the group in Beckon's house, she comes out bearing a tray of hot brownies. She cuts them up and she puts one piece aside for herself, but she will give the rest to you guys.
So much.
Yeah, I know. I used to be an adventurer back in the day, and I know the benefit of a good brownie.
They're very good from distractions, from what I've heard.
Yes. Throw a brownie at anything, and they'll go for it. Yes, if there's anything else I can do to help you, let me know. But you might want to stop by the House of Healing. But if not, then to the north, I believe, is where you'll find more answers.
What direction is the House of Healing?
Yes, it is just at the center of our town. There is a sign with a water droplet hanging outside of it.
Okie dokie. Gimzig, I'll leave that to you because it's a little bright for me and Contessa.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I have also been notified. You guys now have 2 natural ones that you can
Woo, woo.
I'm really nervous about the future. All right, so Gimzig.
Yep, I'm gonna trundle my way over to the House of Healing and knock politely on the door. Hello, anybody home?
A woman, you hear footsteps move quickly, and a woman opens the door. And she says, "Shh, this is the House of Healing."
Oh, right. Sorry. We're told there's a lady here that got attacked by a creature, an owlbear, perhaps.
Yes, Talwyn. She's been here for days. Are you here to help?
Absolutely, that's what we're here for. We're adventurers. We love to help people.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, I just need 3 ingredients, and I believe I can then create something that will heal her. Do you have a pad of paper, or?
Of course, I always keep it on hand.
Excellent. We need some yarrow plants. Talon was trying to get them from the watchtower to the north. They're green fern-like plants with clusters of small white flowers. They grow particularly well near rotting wood. We also need umbrella mushrooms. They grow in the caves to the north in the mountains. You'll know them when you see them. They're white mushrooms that look exactly like umbrellas. And this one might be a little trickier, but if you could get an adult owlbear feather, that would do a lot.
Okay. All right. We will do what we can, for we are adventurers. We're here to help you. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. All right. I make my notes and like scurry away back to the others.
Great.
Share.
Right. Everybody is updated on the medicinal plants and things that you need.
Sounds good. Yeah. I guess we will head back towards our friends and the owlbear.
Okay. Yeah, you head back to the forest. Roll perception to see if you find them.
Oh God, we're lost.
Oops.
Oh, that's not bad. That's good. Mine is a 25.
16.
17.
Yeah, they're a little in a little bit of a different place from after all that play, but you find them quickly, and you are all reunited.
Yay.
Guys, I brought brownies.
Yeah. Oh, roll just a straight D20 of how adorable this owlbear in a cloak is to you.
Fun.
I rolled a 12.
Mine's a 13.
Yeah, you guys are like, I mean,
A bear in a cloak.
the 3 owlbear people are like, guys, it's incredible.
This is amazing.
It could be the next new fashion.
Yeah.
Sure.
All this time, people were wearing owlbear pelts as cloaks. Now owlbears are wearing cloaks. This is great.
That is much better.
Yes. Willem says, what did you find out?
We
You
found
go
out a few
ahead.
things. We learned that apparently an owlbear has attacked a farm and killed some goats, and also that it hurt one of their local healers. However, nobody really has any evidence that it is owlbears, other than they know that they are in the area.
Oh, interesting.
And they said that there's nothing in particular that's new about the town that could have caused owlbears to come down if it is owlbears that's causing their problems.
But they do have owlbears to the north. They've been spotted up there, so maybe that's where George's dad is.
Also, they said if we can find a couple things, it might help them with getting their healer back on her feet.
Oh, and do we know what we need to get?
Yes. I believe Gimzig wrote a list.
I did. We need some yarrow, which is some sort of planty fern thing with white little flowers, some umbrella mushrooms, and a couple little feathers from an owlbear itself.
Oh no.
Specifically, I think they said adult owlbear. Isn't that what you said?
I believe so. I think we have some of those, don't we?
We do.
Do we?
The Contessa pulls out one of the ones she gathered and holds it up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, look at that. I just happen to have one.
Well, perfect. You've got 1 of 3.
1 of 3. Hey, there you go. So if we want to get this little one to its parent, we should take it north.
Is there a way like that we can see where we're standing to get around the town instead of having to go directly through it to get north of there?
Yeah. The forest does skirt the town. It would be quite a bit extra walking because there's lots of fields, but you could take a bit of time to do that, or you could cut through the fields and hope for the best.
Have an idea. Have a plan. All right. We're going to have Bree ride the owlbear and wear the cloak. And then it'll look like a normal sized human walking through town.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You want to give it a try?
See, why do you even ask me that? Because I'm like, sure. If it lets me, I'll try getting on.
All right. So the owlbear is going on your shoulders?
Well, if I can figure out how to make the cape stay over his head.
Okay.
So
from the group?
Anyone have a better cape or a better...
Listen, this plan is
or a hat?
All right.
Maybe we should use a cloak that is from me or Contessa, so it actually is the right size.
That is a good idea.
It is the right size. Oh, you mean for... got it.
Because the two of you will be about our size.
We can either have Bree ride it, or we can have the owlbear ride on Fib.
Oh,
I actually have a question. Did you see if there is only one entrance to the town, or is there more than one? Like, for example, if we're planning to cross from south to north, I could come from the east and just cause some distraction, so you could folks pass through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's not like a hard and fast this way. The main road goes north to south, but you could definitely sneak around if you wanted.
And they haven't seen neither me nor Bree, so this could work, I suppose.
I don't know if either of you are performers, but give it a try.
I can certainly try.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be fine.
If Sir Fib
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Bree and the owlbear are still doing the two. It's a halfling and an owlbear in a cloak. Gag.
So I'll ride. I'll see if it'll let me ride the owlbear, because that way we don't have to worry about the cloak. Or I mean, around. So do you guys have a longer cloak I can borrow?
I mean, I'm sure I do, or if Asteri has one of us will. You can even take the one I am currently wearing if you would like. It shows up nice. It has a little bit of sparkle to it.
I'm gonna swim. I feel putting it on. I feel like a star.
Oh, yeah. All right. So you have got a very long cloak on. Roll animal handling to see if the owlbear cublet will let you ride it. We're looking for 14.
Hey, did you by any chance get any brownies? Because that's
Speed of brownies under the cloak.
Hey.
Yes, we have brownies. A lot of them.
All right. I'll give him some brownies.
You can
Here,
roll an
George.
advantage then.
Oh,
And
yay.
have an advantage.
Thank goodness for advantage, because 20.
Yay!
Hey.
It's either a 20 or a 2. So 23. Yeah. But
Okay, yeah. The owlbear kind of shifts under you as you climb aboard, but seems totally fine.
yeah,
You are
every
riding
now
an
and then.
owlbear cublet.
This will make great stories.
Cloak,
Wheel, wheel.
falls and it covers everything. Yeah, cloak is perfect size.
Of course, now I'll just give him some more. I don't know. Is he walking? Come on, Jordan. Come on, Jordan. I'll kind of nudge him a little bit with my feet, but gently. I don't want to hurt him.
Okay, yeah. He starts moving.
Let's do this.
Yeah. So,
You can contest start on each side of it, just like trying to guide.
and Sir Fib will rush forward and just say to the others, "Okay, I'll meet you in some time from now.
Be careful.
No worries."
Okay.
And I'll try to go to another direction to grab the people's attention.
Excellent. Okay, so you guys are starting to head into the town as a very weird group. One of you walking lumberingly. Sir, what are you doing to draw attention?
So I want to use my chat network 20 to do a huge performance like, "Don't you worry, townsfolk, Sir Fib the Mighty has come to town. I heard tales of owlbears. I can neither confirm nor deny that I have slayed one, but I'm here."
Yeah, the townsfolk are just like, "Oh, Sir Fib, Sir Fib, yeah, I've definitely heard of him. He's amazing. Let's go."
You know,
Like,
I was just see if there is some small table that I can jump inside and jump on top of and make some intonation of my brave deeds, like brave.
Yes. Yeah, there's a bench that you can jump on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so I just jump on top and it's like, "Last time I was in a forest, there were 2 bandits. They tried to strike someone that was down, and I challenged their courage. That was not honorable at all."
No.
And then I asked
You.
them, yes, but the best part comes now. I asked them, I pause for a second, "What is the Fibonacci of 9?
They whisper to each other,
And
"What is
then
Fibonacci of 9?
I'll just get the answer. It's 34! 34, gentlemen!
34! The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, and I just hope
All
that
fall
night.
down?
Sorry, can you say again?
Do they all fall down?
Yes, they did. Of course they did.
Yeah. Yes, you have caused an excellent distraction. The rest of you are able to get through the town unseen. Nobody knows. All right, so you are actually at the northern limits of the town. Excuse me, we're back.
And after some time, Fib will say, "Quickly, I'll go to the north because I know where it's trouble." And then I'll go there.
All right, yeah, they leave, or you leave, and everybody is still whispering and excited, like, "Oh, Sir Fib, this is incredible."
Nice.
They catch up with
Nice.
the group.
Well done.
He's
Yay.
gonna just take all the credit, you know that.
Hey, Fib, how'd that performance go?
I think that they were quite amazing, I hope.
Well, that's great to hear.
I may have to take all credit, though.
I'm okay with that. I don't really care.
You're so
Okay.
humble.
I guess from here we start heading north towards where the cave / where the bear was supposed to be.
Okay. Yeah. There's kind of a very very disused dirt path that some people have used to get to the watchtower and back. That goes directly north towards the mountain. When you get to the watchtower, it's just a very old structure, falling apart now. About two stories high to look out over the valley. Everybody roll perception while you're there.
I got
Ooh.
an 8.
perceive.
I perceive nothing.
Nothing.
I got a 1, but I have to re-roll because I'm a halfling. Yay.
I got a 1, but that's a 7.
Well, I have a 14.
17.
13.
Okay. The Contessa, Sir Fib, and Bree, as you guys are looking around. Andrea, you got the 17?
14.
14. Bree got the 17? Okay. Bree, as you're looking around, for some reason, you actually look up. You notice that there are more of those bags hanging from the watchtower. While you are seeing that, the Contessa and Sir Fib, you spot some of the green fern leafy things with white flowers that Gimzig described to you. They're kind of just next to the watchtower.
Hey guys. More of that meat. I'll point.
Oh. I'm starting to feel like someone is doing this intentionally. That last one wasn't just somebody's campsite.
That's true.
Mm.
How you said a bunch of it was hanging?
There's 3 different bags that you see hanging from the watchtower.
You know, I bet somebody's lowering these things out so they can poach it in an area where that, you know, they're going to have to be taken care of because.
How well made are these poles? Like, is it something that someone would have improvised, or is something that you would expect to find in these places?
The bags of meat?
Yeah.
They do not look like they belong there. As you look at it, they look like they're have maybe been there a few days. Like there's some, like it's been rained on a bit or whatever, but they're not old.
Okay.
So someone, I mean, they're hanging from the watchtower. Do you want to go in the tower?
We could see if somebody is here.
True.
Yeah. Let's just pick the what's the name again? The mushroom, the flowers?
The
The
yarrow.
yarrow plant.
Yeah, the yarrow plant. Thank you.
Okay. So Sir Fib is going to pick the plants.
Yes, but I don't know if they're poisonous or something. So I'll use one of my psionic dices to create a magical hand and pick them safely.
Okay. Sorry, my cat is taking a bath. So with your psionic hand, you can just pick the flowers and they bring them to you?
Yeah, if they're not heavy.
Yeah, they're not heavy. You can pick a good handful of them.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so you have the plants. What is everybody else doing?
I'm going to harvest some yarrow as well, just to have.
Yeah, you had over there. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes. I'm going to die.
Oh, no.
Ha! I got a 10. Flat 10.
Yeah, the plants were growing on a rotted wood cover of a well, and you start to give way as you stand on it, and you kind of scramble, but you definitely fall into a well. It is.
Oh no!
So you are going to take 8 points of falling damage.
Ooh.
Luckily, well, not luckily, it's dry.
Oh, yeah, super lucky. Help!
Big fall. I guess luckily you're now surrounded by yarrow plants have also fallen in there with you.
Like the yarrow.
Okay.
Help!
Gimsick, I didn't hear a splash. Are you okay?
No, I landed on something hard. My back.
Well, let's go
Throw a
help him.
rope?
I'll throw a rope.
Okay. You throw the rope in.
Tie it around myself.
By yourself.
Pull me.
Then I'll start to pull.
I'll help.
Okay.
I'll cast dancing lights down there just so everyone can kind of see, so he doesn't like bash against any rocks or anything.
Excellent, excellent. So the two that are helping haul him up, make a strength check.
14.
Oh, 9.
Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
Oh no.
You get him almost all the way up.
Hey,
Somebody
hey,
help!
guys.
Somebody help!
Can I try to help? I don't know if I'll be any help, but I can
William!
try.
Where's William?
Willem is off taking notes on other flowers. Astera, you said you were going to jump in?
I can try and help. I may not be helped, but I can try.
and help too.
Okay, everybody lunges for the rope and
I have 7 help.
Georgie! Georgie!
Oh no.
Georgie!
My strength. Where's my strength? Where's my strength? I rolled a 5.
Okay.
but Georgie listens to Bree and comes in with like a D8 of strength. With 6 strength, he grabs it with his beak, and it's just enough to keep you from falling.
Yay.
Oh, you get pulled up. Gimsick is on the ground.
Yeah, go team. Go team.
Thank
That was
you.
a full team effort.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gimsick, you said there's no water down there that you landed in, right?
No, it's dry.
That's kind of weird. The river seemed like it didn't have a lot of water either.
True.
Is it good
Ow.
observation?
I'm just
I
gonna
wonder-
roll around on my back.
I wonder if that has anything to do with what's going on too. Do you think maybe they're trying to find water if something's causing them to have like messed up habitat? That would be really awful.
That's true. Yeah.
That is very true. Does the river come kind of in the direction of where the owlbears' living space was pointed out to us?
It would come down the mountain, yes, but it's not like directly in front of you or anything.
Okay, but kind of the general direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll just have to keep our eyes out since there's no way to really confirm anything here.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good point.
How much knowledge would Sir Phib have of other monsters that have feathers?
Knowledge of other monsters that have feathers. You tell me. Have a little flashback. Have you ever encountered a monster with feathers before?
Okay, so once Sir Phib rode his valiant pony, and he was going to fight some dark wizard or something like that, but he got attacked by a griffin, which took his pony away, sadly.
Oh.
And that tore his heart apart, and he always remembered his pony, but that's the story. The wizard is still there, the pony is gone, and he has a really good grudge from griffins. So that's the flashback.
Right.
And then he'll say, what if it's not an owlbear, but a griffin? They also have feathers, they also have fur, and the poor owlbear is just taking the blame for the bad griffin. That's my theory.
Maybe. That could be a good theory.
That is very good because the townsfolk really had no proof that it was the owlbears causing the problem.
Right.
Right. It's either
Hmm.
something else, or they're being aggravated in some way and they're attacking if they may not normally, or they feel like they're being threatened.
I look at Gimsing and say, I bet 5 gold. That's a bad griffin.
I don't have 5 goats, but I'm going to take that bet. I feel like it's a good thing, good investment.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, I think Gimsing's gonna try to climb the tower, see if there's anybody housed up there or anything going on up there.
Like, how are you feeling after that fall?
I feel like I'm gonna have another fall.
Would you like some healing? Would you like to feel a little bit? Do you need some healing?
Let's wait until I climb this tower and see how that goes. All right, I'm gonna.
Are there not stairs to this place?
Yeah, there's like wooden stairs that go up to the top.
Are you gonna use the stairs, or you just want to go?
I'm gonna use the stairs, but I don't trust them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, you start climbing, and yeah, the wood is. You're probably a little familiar with the feel of
rotten wood.
Oh no!
You start to feel it going away. You can make a dexterity check at advantage.
Oh no.
Oh, I got a 3.
Ow! Yeah. Your foot falls through or pushes through the step, and you're stuck.
Help! Help!
Come help.
I look at Bree as like, there we go again.
Help! Help!
And, I'll try to help.
Yep. Go help.
Okay. Make a combined strength check, I guess, to pull him free.
Oh, much better. I got a 21.
10.
Yeah.
13 myself. So
Yeah. Altogether, the smaller people just wrench his foot out. You get 1d4 scraping damage. Just one. You get
I got some sparkles just glittered that randomly she has in her pocket. I'll help with this because it's not helping otherwise.
Hey, look good.
Man.
all right, I'm living on the ground from now on. You guys go climb things.
I guess the Contessa will head up the stairs slowly, carefully.
Okay, so you're like feeling your way before you go up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you there's a couple more steps that kind of give way under you, but you have seen what can happen, and you long legs can step past it to the next one. You get up to the top, and there's no one there. It looks like it's been abandoned for quite a while, but you have a nice view of Coniston.
Are the meat sacks like hanging from up here somewhere?
Yes, there's a railing, and you can see knots, 3 knots.
Okay. She will go over pull out one of her daggers and start cutting it. And she'll say, "Look out below! Here comes a meat bomb."
Excellent. 3 meat bombs crash to the ground.
And she'll head back downstairs.
Okay.
Maybe we can throw these into the well.
Just curious, from the last time we found meat to this time, does the owlbear pay any attention to the meat? Because I don't know if we even know if it's vegetarian, because all we've really fed it is brownies.
Right,
You know? So,
yeah. As the meat bombs hit the ground, George's head pops up. He clambers over, sniffs it, kind of pauses for a second. Something about it smells weird.
Is it owlbear meat?
No.
Oh, wait, stop. I'll try to stop. Wait. Wait, stop sign language, you know. I'll be like, brownie.
Okay, yeah. He's starting to take some bites, and then he smells the brownie.
I'll try to lead him away.
And I'll take the meat I don't know, throw it somewhere inside the tower that a creature would have to climb the wood staircase, and it couldn't just because of the weight.
Okay. So you hold it high enough that nothing can get to it without kind of having to climb the stairs and fall through. Okay. What would you guys like to do?
All right, I'm tired of these things making me fall down stuff. Let's go. Go back north again towards cave.
Okay. You guys head north. You are back in a dense forest in the foothills of the mountain. The terrain is steep and overgrown. It's hard to discern a trail. You guys can all make a survival check.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's never good.
Oh. Ooh. 22.
21.
8.
2.
10.
Hey, Asteri and Gimzig, as everybody just kind of like looking around, you're like, look, and down below you can see some prints, humanoid prints.
Ooh, humanoid.
Mm.
You think they're friends that went this way?
Mhm.
I'd like to hope they're friendly.
All right, I want to investigate these footprints, see if there's anything I can see.
Okay, making
My gnomish eyes.
Compare them to Georgie's.
Sorry, what about Georgie's?
Are they the same print as Georgie's prints?
No, these look humanoid.
Oh, sorry.
Cute little paw prints.
17 in investigation.
Yeah, you look closer, and you think that most of these, they seem about the size of goblin footprints. But there's one that looks like a human-sized footprint.
Oh.
Interesting. You guys want to see where this goes?
Is as good as any lead, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you follow the footprints, and they lead you up the mountain, kind of zigzagging back and forth until you reach a space that it's hard to tell where you could go from here. There are some bushes against the mountain in a way that's like, I don't think bushes actually grow like that.
I think it's a trap.
What do you guys think?
I wonder how many goblins are actually in this area. Because
Actually,
there was that the one from earlier that ran away.
I have an
This is
idea.
true.
It's an artificer idea. All right. Is there any way that we can get Georgie to hoot for me? I need him to hoot.
Hey, who's gonna make Georgie hoot?
Can I just hold a brownie outside of its reach?
Oh man, yeah.
I'll try to hoot. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
So Asteri is like dangling a brownie over its head, is kind of hopping, trying to get it, and while Bree is like, hoot. Yeah, eventually Georgie gives a hoot, but he also is going to make a little swipe at you, Asteri, with a 3. Does that hit?
No.
You
But
can
when
use-
he hoots, she'll give him the brownie, like, good boy. Scratches his head.
he hoots again.
With the knowledge of the hoot in my mind, I'm going to use my magical tinkering to imbue a nearby rock with the hoot noise. So it continuously goes hoot, hoot.
Nice.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw it near the bushes.
Okay. Excellent. You throw it at the bushes and they start to rustle. And 2 goblins rush out and they say, they're attacking! Where are you guys? Are you just like out in visible sight?
I don't think there was anywhere to hide, was there, on that?
Yeah, I think we
Yeah, I don't-
were
it's-
just, yeah.
Just kind of out and about.
They rush out of the bushes. They see you and they go, ah, they're attacking. And they turn around and run back at the bushes and they're like, no, not that way. And they just kind of go back and forth.
Oh.
Why? What's that way?
The owl bear, it's hooting. It won't stop.
All right, I'll move up and be like, it's fine. Touch the rock, which would disable the hooting.
Whoa. Are you an owl bear? Oh my gosh, there's an owl bear right here.
Where?
Don't
This one's
worry.
an illusion. And she
This
stands in
one
front of
is-
it.
Where?
Whoa.
I'll go with it. Where?
It's a powerful illusion. What are you guys? They raise their scimitars. What are you doing here?
We could ask you the same thing. What are you doing here?
What are you doing hiding in the bush?
We live here.
Have you lived here for long?
Have you lived in your home for long?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, same.
Oh, have the
Nothing.
sorry, what was that?
No trespassing.
No, we're not trespassing. We're here to figure out why all the owlbears are going down south.
Yeah, they've been a problem lately. Are you guys doing problems?
Have they been attacking you too?
Well, they put their scimitars away, but they keep their distance. They say they haven't been a problem, but there's been this guy. He keeps coming up here and he's doing something to them, I think.
Guy?
Agitated, scary.
How does this guy look like?
Oh, he's really tall. He's got dark hair. He's really ripped. He's handsome. He's got chest hair just pouring out of his V-neck. But he's kind of scary. The description sounds kind of familiar to you guys.
Well, I mean, in my life as a contessa, I have seen many manly men, but that does seem to be ringing some bells. Could you tell us a little bit more, like what this person is doing that's getting the owlbears agitated?
Well, I don't know for sure, but he always smells of meat. And I swear one time, I think he took one of the babies, the couplets. It looked a lot like that illusion that you have.
Oh. I wonder, Gimzig, Asteri, could that have been the meat market man?
You know, I think it's the guys that died with the javelin. Could be one of them. I think that they stole the baby and then the mommy came after them. Because they had a contract too to deal with the owlbear pup issue. They might have just stolen the baby. Which means the two guys that left, the guy with the hair might be one of the ones that left.
I feel like this could be a multi-part problem, honestly. Sir Fib, what did the guys look like earlier that you were talking to?
I'm trying my best to remember if they look at anything like the goblin's description.
How distracted would you be by handsome men?
I would certainly pay attention to because I want to be a knight and they would look like a knight, which I don't look like.
I pay attention to coifs of hair from shirts.
Yeah, the hairy chest would have been about eye level. So you're like, you think, yes, you have seen this handsome, burly man. Probably the one who was very angry at you.
I'll put my hand in my mouth and like, oh no, I might have asked him about my Fibonacci sequence. and I suppose that he was super angry and he didn't like that much.
Oh. Asteria kind of looks at the goblins and she's just like, what direction do they normally come from when they come down here?
Well, they go through our caves. We let him because he's scary and handsome.
Yeah, he was really handsome.
Would you
so
let?
they live in your house? He goes into your house?
No, that he does not live with us, but we let him pass through.
Oh.
There's a way that you can go through the caves and get to the ledge where the owlbears live, but we don't go there because they're scary.
Could you let us
One
through?
of the goblins has like crept close to the illusion of Georgie, and he's gonna run his hand through him, but he just chops Georgie's his hand chops into Georgie's hand, and Georgie tries to bite at him.
Oh no.
With
Can I try to get? I know I might get bit, but I don't want to.
Okay, yeah. Bree, you throw yourself in between, just able to hold Georgie back from biting the goblin, and he goes, "Ah! That's not an illusion.
I said it's a very good illusion.
Can you make illusions that are physical?"
Yes.
Yes.
It is just a druid. It is just our friend, the druid, honest.
This is Georgie. This is Georgie.
Georgie the druid.
Georgie, turn back into a personoid, a humanoid.
He can't right now because he's not a very
You know what?
good druid.
We're actually adventuring, trying to find some umbrella mushrooms to help him turn back. He's stuck right now. If you guys could help us, they said that there's some growing in some caves nearby.
Yeah, what umbrella mushrooms? What do they look like?
They're white and they look like an umbrella.
I don't know what an umbrella is, but there are white mushrooms in here.
She like
Is there-
draws in the
Yeah.
sand really quick, just like it looks like this.
Oh, yeah. We've got those.
Any chance you could let us in and we could grab a couple for our poor druid here?
I guess you're not gonna slaughter us all, are you?
No.
No.
They roll an insight check.
Asteri, do you still have some of
Can
those
I-
brownies left?
I always have brownies.
Let's give them some of the brownies.
Here, this is a peace offering. They're very good. And she'll eat a couple of bites.
Okay.
I can tell it's
Oh, yeah.
not poison.
Excellent. Yeah, because they're like, oh, that does not look appealing. But watching you eat some, they take some bites and then they're like,
Georgie likes him too.
oh, these are good.
Druid snacks.
Very popular amongst druids.
Yeah. We inherently trust all brown. They will escort you into the caves. They push the very believable bushes to the side, and there is. They usher you in, and as you walk in, just a ways down the tunnel, there's a large room, and there are a bunch more goblins sitting there. Many of them are wearing human clothes, like the one that you saw in the web, and they seem to be sitting around a table and throwing small things at the table, and then going ah, I want to hang the human laundry. You got a roll for that. And they roll, and they're like, I got a 20. I hang the laundry good, real good. And then they see you, and they're like, ah.
We're just passing through.
Playing humans and households, damn it.
Humans in household.
They see that the goblins are with you, and one of the goblins that is playing this very strange game looks familiar. He is wearing pants for a top and bottom and an apron, and he looks at you and he's like, yeah, they're cool. They saved me. Kind of. They waited a while, but they saved me.
There were
Hello,
spiders involved.
our fashionable friend. We're just passing through.
Oh, good to see you again.
Okay. They're all very uncomfortable, but they do not move. You can pass by. The two that ushered you in will take you further down the tunnel. You pass through what seems to be a common area with stacks of boxes that have kind of fallen over. They're not the neatest of goblins. And then they take you into their leader's office. There is a large goblin there She looks up as you enter, as she's going through a bag, and she says, Stroop, what did you do bringing these creatures here? Now they know where we live.
That will be our little secret.
We have
And I
no
w-
intention
Yeah,
of
it's cool.
doing anything. We're here for scientific and alchemical reasons.
We're just looking for umbrella mushrooms. They're the white mushrooms that grow here.
Oh, that's a lot of you for mushroom gathering, but I
We are-
assume that
We are also looking for this very handsome, burly kind of man. Is he here by chance?
she blushes. Says, I haven't seen him any recently, but he comes here often. We talk sometimes.
Ooh,
big deal.
that's exciting.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he's kind of scary, but I like scary.
Oh no, so that's what's wrong with me.
Yes, that.
Asteri like puts her hands and she's like kind of like leaning on a rock. She's like, "What kind of scary stuff do you guys talk about? That sounds
Oh,
cool."
God.
Yeah,
Tell us.
well, like just stupid creatures that you should just slaughter wholeheartedly and harvest things for your own gain. All those good things.
I'm actually kind of down with that.
Yeah, you want to have conversations?
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. When was the last time he came through here? You have a question for him.
Oh, it's been probably a couple suns.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Does
think
he does he come like regular? Like, do you think he'll be here soon? Like, if we're looking for mushrooms, do you think we might run into him?
Oh, maybe. I can never anticipate when he's going to show up.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah, you got to have a little spark. Keep things interesting.
Guy who likes surprises. Can't compete with that.
Yeah. But he always goes down this tunnel. I don't go that way. That's danger there. But I think there's these umbrella mushrooms. At least we got mushrooms down that way.
Okay. Well,
okay?
thank you for showing us your wonderful home and allowing us to go through and
Mhm.
leave through this passage you don't usually use.
Yes. Be very careful and don't take any of my stuff.
I don't want
Okay.
it.
That's
Okay.
mushrooms.
You can go down a much narrower tunnel. And as you head that way, it's quite dark. The two goblins that came with you, they say, we're not going any further. They're going to stay back with the leader. And as you head down, probably...
Why not? How come you don't want to come down here anymore?
It's scary.
What's scary?
That's where the owlbears live, I think.
Just curious. Okay.
And not all owlbears are druids. Some of them are
Yeah.
like you.
Oh. Okay.
True.
We're not going. So you can go down this tunnel for a couple hundred feet, and then you see a light ahead of you. As you approach, it's not actually the you're not coming out of the tunnel, but there's something that seems to be lit from inside the caves. As you head that direction, I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
So
Awesome.
18.
Ouch.
Is this against being charmed or trying to be put to sleep?
no.
15 for me.
16.
Is this against being frightened?
No.
Okay, so I got a 3.
15.
I don't know if I heard yours,
Oh.
Contessa.
16.
16. All right. As you guys approach and pass by this light, all of you but Sir Fib look into this kind of room and just looks like an empty cavern. But Sir Fib, you look in there, and what would you see that would be like the thing you really want right at this second?
His pony.
Oh,
To be granted knighthood.
Okay. It's really strange. You're like, I don't know why this knight who looks both handsome and scary would be standing in this room, but it's your exact like ideal knight is standing there with a sword out, and you are drawn forward, powerless to resist this vision.
Yeah. So I just like start crying a little. It's finally happening after so many years.
Mhm. It is. The knight beckons you forward, and you step. Oh. As you step forward, Georgie starts twitching and rubbing, distracting Bree and Willem. So you are focusing on Georgie, unless you're not. And Sir Fib steps forward, and as you enter the room, it starts to close.
Uh-oh.
can any of us try to pull him back?
You can make a dexterity check to see if you can grab him.
That'd be a perception check for me
I'm
first.
gonna try.
Before
16.
Oh.
16, you've grabbed the back of him, but Sir Fib, you really want to be knighted. So and the this, you can't really tell what it is coming close to you. Roll opposing strength checks. See if
Oh,
you
no.
can drag him back.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm gonna use my nat 20 because I have a -1 to strength and I need it.
Hey.
I rolled a 3, so I got 6.
Yeah. You're like, no, I want to be knighted. And at the last second, Asteri is able to just yoink you straight back right as it closes. And as the vision is cut off from you, you kind of blink. And you're like, why would a knight be here? Like your mind clears. You're like, I don't think that was real.
Wow. I'm not sure what just happened, but you might have saved my life, Astrid.
That's okay. You saved me earlier, so we'll call it even.
Fair enough.
Excellent. There is still a tunnel going forward.
Let's keep going, but not look at any weird lights.
Yep.
I'll try my best.
All right. Yeah, you continue down the tunnel, and you do see a light, but this looks natural.
Keep
Well, I
my eye
guess
out
there's
for the
only
mushrooms.
one direction.
Keep looking around for those mushrooms.
Oh, yes, you see them. They've been everywhere. I forgot.
All right, mushrooms.
Just grabbing handfuls of them while we're walking.
take some.
One of these will work.
Yeah.
You have the umbrella mushroom. Excellent.
Yay.
And that was like a nat 1 for me, and it used up one of those nat 1s that you have 3 of. Yeah, you've got all of those. So it's come to this light, and you can tell that it is going to lead you outside.
Forward.
Full on ahead.
Full
Yeah.
steam.
I can
Okay.
go first.
Okay, excellent. So Sir Fib is going first. Willem has been quiet, but he is just going to tuck himself right in the back middle. So Sir Fib, as you emerge from the tunnel, a owlbear hoot pierces the air. In front of you, you can see a gorgeous view of the forest and the farmland below. As you look to the left and then to the right, a narrow ledge that's about 15 feet long leads to a larger plateau. And on that plateau, an adult owlbear sits in the middle of a large nest made of a tangle of tree limbs and creatures' bones. As you look over, you also see 3 little cublet heads that peek up out of the nest.
I look back and it's like, look, more Georges.
More George. More
All
George.
right. Georgie is with Bree. Where is Bree?
Up me in the middle, I think. So hear that and go up and look. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. So there is this narrow ledge in between you and the owl bear. But when Georgie hears that hoot, they are very excited, and they're going to kind of push their way past anybody ahead of them to get over there, which would be at least Sir Fib. Would anybody else have been ahead of Bree?
I probably would have followed behind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
All right, the three of you make dexterity saving throws to keep your footing as this owlbear couplet barges past you.
17.
13.
13 as well.
18.
Okay. Yeah, you can all keep your footing as it scurries and gallops. That's not the word for what bears do, but it does that to reach its parent. And the owlbear kind of hoots again and looks a little intense. From behind you, you hear someone say, "Thanks for clearing the way for me.
Uh-oh.
You can turn around now. There's no need for any of you to get hurt."
Oh no.
I
Turn around.
I turn around.
You see a handsome, scary man.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Hello again.
Yes. Hello. I see you've returned the owlbear cublet to its family. That's unfortunate, but there are 4 of them.
You killed their Bob.
Yeah, I was hired to.
Dang, I knew it. You owe me 5 goats.
Who hired you?
Beckon, of course. There's an owlbear problem here.
Doing
Owl-
anything wrong?
You were the owlbear problem. You stole the baby. You lured the mummy out.
Cause the owlbear problem.
I don't think I've done anything that could be held against me in any court of law.
Can I roll insight on him?
Okay.
Nope. He's just handsome, scary.
You stole the baby. You put up all the meat so the mum would follow it. You caused the mum to come out and terrorize the town.
Mm-hmm.
You did all this.
Yes. I would have gotten away with it if you hadn't returned this owlbear to its mother. I worked hard to get that thing. My brother died. I believe I'm owed something in return.
Yeah,
In
your
our-
life. Leave.
In our guild, there are many stories, but sadly, you are not the protagonist in this one.
That's what everybody thinks. But don't need to be any protagonist. I just won a couple of owlbear cublets.
Why?
Oh. I see you don't know the poaching market. You can get a lot of money for them. If you guys really want, we
But
can
not for these.
cublets. You guys can take 2 and I'll take 2.
Nope.
I don't think that will happen.
Oh, did you get attached?
No, but I know you from before, and you are not a honorable man. I'm not sure why they think that you look like a knight, handsome and scary, but I don't look forward and be someone like you.
I see. Well, I don't think you're an honorable man either, throwing math at me and making me fall down.
What's with that?
Knowledge is the most honorable thing ever.
Muscles are the most honorable thing ever, and he flexes.
Damn.
Oh, no.
Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm good at this.
Is that
I'm not
against
good
fear?
at this.
No.
It's only a
Uh,
13.
Not against fear. This is against attraction.
Okay.
18.
I want to.
Ooh, natural
21.
20.
Okay, yeah. The Contessa is distracted, but everybody else is like, no.
No.
Is your name Gaston by any chance?
I have gone by that name before, but My name doesn't matter. Just get out of the way. Let's get our owlbear couplets and let's go.
And what if we don't move?
He looks at each of you, and he's gonna try to kick Willem off the cliff.
Oh God!
Oh
One.
Great.
Wait, use a one.
no! Yeah, he gets a one.
He gets a one.
One. Use one of those ones right now.
He looks all sneaky and smarmy, and then he rears his foot to Spartan kick him off the cliff. Just as Willem turns, is like, "Ooh, what's that?" Dang it! Ugh. And he just he draws his sword and says, "You better get out of my way." And he's gonna push past you.
No.
I think Gimzig, you were at the back, correct?
Yep, that's me.
He's gonna make a strength check against you. 13.
Versus
Against
what
your
now?
AC. Let's
My
do your.
AC's 11. Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah.
would- yeah.
He pushes past. Who's in front of Gimzig? Probably Bree or Asteri.
I think Bree was behind me.
Okay, pushing past little Bree. Oh
One.
yeah.
Oh, can we use another one? Y'all tell me another one. I'm like all about using them right now.
I actually have a plan.
Oh, okay.
Can we let him pass through us and walk through the ledge? It's
I
like
mean, he's rushing through, so he's
we
probably
can
gonna
just
make
say,
it.
oh yeah, of course you can go and grab
Just
your.
shove him
your-
off the ledge himself.
That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna do with the 20. I was like, I'll just.
That's my plan, and we still
Okay.
have one natural one, right?
Yep.
I think you have.
We have two,
I think we have two
Two.
more. Yeah.
Okay.
And also,
perfect.
there's
and I have a nat 20. So.
Yeah. So then Sir Fib will look at everyone with that trust me look eyes
Okay.
and say, I give up. You are too scary and handsome. Go get your owlbears.
He smirks. He says, "This is not the first time I've been won over by his scary handsomeness."
You're so handsome.
Yeah, he strides past all of you. When he gets to Sir Fib, he gives you a little pat on the head. It is both thrilling and demeaning. And he crosses, and he's about.
Yeah. So when he's crossing, I look at him and say, wait a minute. What is the Fibonacci of 10?
Let's see if he's been studying.
And he gets a natural one.
All right. He
High
falls.
And I just use the power to shove him out of the ledge.
Man, okay, he goes flailing. I think now is my time to use my nat 20. He's kind of slides down a little bit, but he is able to catch himself, and he's going to start. He's angry now. He's going to start climbing up, and he said, "I thought you succumbed to my scary handsomeness." He's climbing back up towards Sir Fib.
Can I try again?
You can try.
Yeah. So then I'll do, no, I made 11, Fibonacci of 11. And do we still have the last natural one? Can we use it?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm asking the party.
Sure.
Yes.
He says, "Curse my schooling." And yeah, you push him off the mountain.
Yay.
Yeah, he falls.
Bye-bye.
It is now just you guys and Willem standing at the far end of the ledge. The owlbear still looks quite hesitant, but also confused by what has happened. And kind of the owlbear kind of gathers its couplets close to it. Georgie kind of hoots and kind of pecks at its parent and comes back to you. He just kind of nudges at each of you. It looks so sad.
Oh.
Oh.
Another brownie.
he drops something at Bree's feet. You look down and it's a little dead mouse.
Oh,
Aw.
oh.
And then he
Thank you.
he gives a little happy little shake and a little hoot. He looks at each of you and then he bounds back to his parent and his siblings.
Oh,
We should probably leave before they get hungry.
Before its parent changes its mind.
Nope.
Excellent. Okay, so you back up. You go back through the tunnels. You see a light.
oh no.
All of you make wisdom saving throws.
Ah, man.
Great.
20. I'm just using my net 20 now. I'm not gonna get
16.
it.
14.
11, 10.
Sir Fib.
Oh no!
Oh, man.
And you're like, yes, now I have done something worthy of knighthood.
Yeah.
You start to walk forward.
Let me,
What did I say about touching lights, guys?
let me grab him.
Bree grabs at him. Make a strength.
See, I should have used my 20 on that. Dang it.
It's a strength, right?
20. 20.
20.
Nice.
20.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you get, Sir Fib?
I got 17 plus 3.
Oh.
Oh, it's the exact same thing. You're held just where this wall is colliding down.
Oh, someone help!
No.
Help!
Can I help pull back?
All right, everybody grab them.
Yeah, it's a
No,
mad grab,
and
all of us.
Roll strength opposing. 4 versus 1.
13.
Oh, I
13.
got
I'll use my natural 20 for that. My second
Yeah.
one.
yeah, because I got a 15 plus 3,
I got a
18.
5.
Okay. Yeah. As a group, you guys have worked together long enough. You're like, no, and you pull him back. The wall slams closed. Oh, Sir Fib, you didn't get knighted again.
Oh,
How did you
man.
forget about that room?
It's, you gotta chase your dream.
Something is very weird here, guys, and it's not normal weird. Strange lights and weird
Yeah.
water things, and this is all very odd. I don't know if it was just the weird, scary, handsome guy. There might be more to this.
Run away, run away.
How does the room keep opening and closing like that?
Yeah, I'm going to use another detect magic in that spot.
Okay.
So it says I can detect the presence of magic within 30 feet. If you sense magic in the way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Okay. You sense. Yeah, it's all natural. There's no magic here.
This is really weird, guys, and I don't like it. I'm going to start leaving the cave now.
We will just put a pin in this and report it to the guild, and they can decide if someone has to deal with it.
Yeah, I think we mostly solved the owlbear issue. This is just something that's out of our pay grade for the moment.
Okay. Yeah, you can head back through the tunnels as the goblins come out, or you get into the goblin leader's office. She says, "Where's Gaston? He just came through right after you guys."
Oh, he's busy carving up the dead owlbear.
Yeah,
He
he's
sent
just
us
hanging,
ahead with pieces.
Yeah.
That's
He's just
like-
hanging out up
yeah.
there.
She will roll insight, but at disadvantage, because that does sound like something he would do. Oh, well, it's a good thing it was at disadvantage. 19. But the other was 7. She's like, yes, well, hope he's done soon, and maybe he'll share some of the spoils with us.
Absolutely. I'm sure he.
You all succeeded, I suppose?
Oh,
Yeah, we have our mushrooms.
Did find them.
Good, you found your mushrooms. Well, please don't tell anyone that we live here.
Of course.
Good. People have this thing that goblins are evil. I don't know why.
Couldn't tell you why. All right, have a good
knows?
way.
Yeah.
Very weird. Anyway, bye. Nice meeting
You
you.
just want a handsome man. That's all.
Exactly. Handsome and scary. Well, we will let you guys leave. The goblins that are playing this strange game are even more heated. The clothing is even weirder. Now they've got underwear on their heads. Having fun. What are you guys? Are you just heading straight down the mountain?
Yeah.
Can we see anything about like that river that maybe would have come through here and like see if there's anything else going on there?
Okay. The source of the river would be a ways away, but we can kind of like fast travel you there. So you hike along the mountain, you're feeling good, you got all the things. You get to where the river comes from in the mountain, and it does look like there has been a makeshift dam created there.
Oh.
It's not very good, but yeah, people have been messing with stuff.
Are there any more of those meat bags hanging around here?
Roll perception.
Just Contessa or anyone?
Yeah, anybody who's looking.
Perception was a 9, so yes, someone please have a look.
19.
Yes,
Okay.
you can see just Asteria, I guess, sees 2 more of those meat bags.
There's more of those weird meat things, guys. And she'll point out wherever they're hanging.
Better.
So he was in this area at least. He may have been the cause of this blockade.
I think the meat bags are like to guide the critter out of there. Mother rat.
Yeah. Better get rid of them.
And maybe the bad dam.
Yeah, we could crack the dam.
Crack the dam. Get rid of it.
Okay, how are you doing that? Just it's like big some tree bits and rocks and stuff.
Well, technically, I mean, Gimsig's so good at walking on wood. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Just walk over, it falls apart.
Yeah, if we back away, I can try to use like all my remaining psionic power and try to start to shove the rocks and see if that makes the dam fall apart. I have 5 more of those.
Does everyone feel about that?
Sounds
could
like a good
also-
idea.
Yeah, I mean, that could work. Or we can conjure like strong animals if we need.
Yeah, that would be way better.
Because they're magical.
Okay.
I look at Astri and then please be my guest.
Okay. She'll conjure a couple strong animals at the higher challenge rating of 1. So there's 2 of them to help clear the way.
Ooh, yeah. What kind of magical animals are you summoning?
Let's do. Thank you.
Owlbears. Just kidding.
I don't think she's good enough for that. Let's be challenge rating 1. Let's see, what's a challenge rating 1 creature? Let's do lions, tigers, bears. Oh my. Yeah, we'll do 2. Yeah, 2 tigers. Those are strong.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, two glittery, I'm guessing, kind of like
Of course.
tigers emerge from the forest, and they use their big paws to just bat these tree branches and stones, and seems like it should be impossible, but they're so strong and so cool looking, and the water starts to flow more freely.
Yeah, surf is just impressive.
When they're done, the tigers turn to Asteria and bow their heads and then disappear into the forest.
Thanks, guys.
All right. I think the only thing left is returning, if you want to heal Talwyn or not.
Yes.
We'll
Let's
head
go
back
to the town.
town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. As you guys emerge and enter the town, there's a huge crowd of people, and they're like, Sir Fib, we came back. him. And they eagerly await your names and the tales of your adventures. Willem
behind him.
says, I'm Will. Oh no, you want these guys.
While that's happening, Gimsley's gonna slip away towards the healing place and do his thing. I'll let them do theirs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while we're here, how do you showboat and perform? What's your final closing statements?
So, at least for Sir Fib, he will talk about not himself, but rather the Andrea's Adventures Guild as a whole, and like how each one, like how Astrid saved myself, how Contessa like killed the spiders, and so on. He was joking before, so yeah, he'll just talk like as everyone and how group work made the day.
Oh yeah, everybody is very moved. While you're relating the stories of your group success, Gimzig finishes the quest by.
Oh, again. Knock, 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 knock. Hello, anybody here? I'll present the items and just smile and nod.
So grateful, and she takes them all very incredibly quickly. You hear scurry, 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 and then someone waking up and be like, oh, I'm alive.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
You can return to the group just in time for everybody to burst into applause, and they say, teamwork does make the dream work.
Nice.
Excellent. You guys saved the owlbear cublet and you solved the mystery.
Nice.
Yay, good job, everybody.
Teamwork, yay. High five.
Woo, good job, guys.
Woohoo.
And thank you to whoever gave all of those natural ones.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We can end by selling yourselves again. Remind us who you are and what you do in real life.
In real life. Again, I'm Jaybird, partner Twitch streamer, GTA RP. New Day server, go check it out. Have some fun, role play, whatever you want.
Hey guys, I'm Christina. I'm usually part of the Agents of Damned crew. You can find us at Agents of D on Twitter, Agents of Damned on Facebook. We release every other Friday. We're currently in our second season, and there you usually find me playing the Druid Wintera Dark Knight.
Yeah, so I'm Arthur. I'm part of the Vancouver D&D Collective. We play Adventures League. You can probably find the server if you Google online, and we'll be more than happy to help you get up to pace with the game and just enjoy playing together.
Jen Randall. I just play wherever I can find. So, but nothing set. So.
I'm Andrea Dreger. I'm the co-owner of Adventure Dice, an online shop that sells dice and other handcrafted RPG goodies like dice trays, like the one I was using today, and the dice, and also the co-organizer of Terminal City Tabletop Convention, which is a local convention dedicated to board games and RPGs that happens in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, every year, usually around the end of March. Obviously not this year or last year, but we're hoping March 2022 we can have another event. You can follow me personally on Twitter and Instagram at Wisdom Check, where I just post nerdy stuff. So that's me.
And I'm Tricia. I run the blog Roarcat Reads. You can find me on Instagram at Roarcat Reads. And this adventure, the Owlbears adventure, will be up there. So if you want to run this for your own group, you can download that. It's free PDF. Yay. So thank you guys. This was really fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Much fun.
It was fun. Fun,
Thank
guys.
you, everybody.
Thank you all the donations and whatnot.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's awesome.
Okay, we are going to transition back to me and the dog, apparently. Thanks.
Oh, they can't hear you. They can't hear you.
Oh, he's changing his microphone.
Changing the audio around.
We'll mute this one. Okay, thanks everybody for tuning in and watching that session. It was a lot of fun to be able to play. I had a lot of fun playing the Contessa. Yeah, so we're just going to work on getting switched over to our next group, who will start at 5 o'clock here. But thank you everybody in the chat. What's that, Blair?
I said we have one person in the waiting room, so you got a lot of time to
kill.
kill.
I got lots of time to kill as we set up for the next session. So yeah, thank you for all those awesome donations through the game. As you may know, we're raising funds for the Canadian Cancer Society. It's a cause that is close to my heart and Blair's heart for sure, as I am a cancer survivor myself. And we know lots of folks who have been affected by cancer, those close to us. We have somebody who's really close to us who's currently going through their third fight with cancer, so this means a lot to us, and everybody's support means a lot, and especially because my own journey is still ongoing. So yeah, we are, if you would like to help support us and give some of those wonderful natural ones to the next Dungeon Master, or natural 20s to the DM and players, or potions of healing, or inspiration dice, you can donate directly to the Canadian Cancer Society. All you have to do is go to www.andreasadventurers.ca and click donate, and it'll take you to the site and you can donate there. And once you donate, we'll try and email and follow up so we know who you want to bestow those gifts to. There we go. Jesse, the next DM, has mentioned in the chat that he would love a whole bunch of natural ones. So
The look on his face is, wait, what?
He did. I could see the comment over there. So or natural 20s. Oh, okay. So
yeah, downtime is a great time to check your silent auction bids.
Yeah, that's amazing.
The
Yeah.
D&D bundle got a little heated over the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, the second thing you can do to help support us is check out the online silent auction, and you can pick up some wonderful geeky RPG and tabletop gaming goodies and other geeky things. So if you visit andreasadventures.ca and click on bid, it'll take you to the silent auction. We have some content bundles from D&D Beyond, which are amazing, and we do have one that we will be giving away today at some point still on the stream, but you have to be watching to be able to enter, so stay tuned for that. There's dice, there is Bugbear's Bubble Soap, there is Dungeon Keep Shopping Spree, there is the Dungeons and Doggos pack, which comes with custom pet portraits by local artist Haley Boros. There is a writing workshop for kids and teens. There is the wonderful Andrea's Adventurers team t-shirts. So Blair and I... Priceless, yes. Blair and I had those t-shirts made up in 2019 as part of our fundraising efforts. Our good friend Christy Connolly designed the Adventurer logo that you see, where is it compared? Right about there. So that's what you get on the shirt. They are... the Gildan kind of t-shirts. They're really nice and soft. They're in a charcoal gray.
They're thick, they're soft.
Yeah, they're really good quality t-shirts, so you could get those. So yeah, that's our silent auction. It will end tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So get your bids in before then, and then that way, once we are done tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock, we can announce what our final total is.
Does it end automatically? Do you have to go in and hit the button?
I think it ends automatically. I scheduled it to end at 6, so yeah. Another way you can support us is if you go to adventuredice.ca, you can get a set of Andrea's Adventurers dice. We have 2 sets available. The 2021 set is the one that I was using on the stream. Not that you could really see it, but it is a nice red and blue with blue sparklies in it. They're kind of more like flake sparkles. They're really neat. I don't even think we have this kind of glitter yet other than this set, so that's kind of cool.
The other one is the 2020. We have a limited set of those left. They are pink and orange with
about 8 left.
traditional sparkles. Blair says we have about 8 of these left if you would like one of those. So just adventuredice.ca, and Blair and I donate all of the profits from the sale of those sets to our fundraising efforts. So get some dice for a good cause. And lastly, the last way you can help us out is just share out about our stream and our fundraising efforts. So on your social media, hashtag Andrea's Adventurers, share our Twitch link and the link to our donation page. It's a big help. Just spreading the word, subscribing to our Twitch channel, even watching. We really appreciate it. So thank you.
We would love for people to subscribe so we can set a regular schedule and do lots of programming all the time.
Do more programming and things like that. So, we have about 10-ish minutes before the next group comes up. So how is everyone doing? Having fun so far? That was a fun adventure. I think brownies are kind of going to be a holdover thing for the weekend. It seems to be a theme in each game, so who knows?
Auckland may have to bring some brownies tonight.
Yeah, I really want some brownies at this point. I'm hungry now, and just talking about the brownies,
Brownies?
Can we DoorDash brownies? Now I want brownies.
I know, me too.
Right, Jesse? I need brownies.
Some warmed up brownies with some vanilla ice
Freshly
cream.
made brownies, yeah.
Nice
And
vanilla
fresh
ice cream.
strawberries. The strawberries are out locally.
Ah,
So good.
let's see here. Desserts. Okay.
But the kind that's a kind of gremlin fairy. Good times. Doing great here, but seriously lacking the brownies in real life, right? Brownies. We'll need to get one of our talented artist friends to do like a t-shirt. Something about brownies. Brownies and bugbears and bullets. Oh my.
Hashtag brownies.
I do have a brownie mix upstairs. I could make brownies.
I don't think we have time
Think
to
about it.
make
I don't think we have time to make brownies. But
remember, we're hosting this whole thing this weekend.
I know, but brownies. Brownies. Jenna's saying to do it, so brownies.
We've got a thing this weekend where we're hosting these games for people to play and watch. And,
I know.
that kind of thing. And a dog that wants to go outside and play.
Yep.
Oh, I got 2 more people here. Let's see here.
Yeah, that helps. You gotta let them in from the waiting room.
Well, we're still missing 2 more people. Still missing 2 more people, so once everybody's here, then we can worry about it. They're all seeing each other. Yes, you're all muted. Nobody can hear anything, so it's intentional that way. That's cool.
We've only got 4 players. They need 1 more player.
No, there's 3 players and a DM.
Yeah, Jesse said they only have 4 players total.
Well, that totally messes up my... You want to see if Ethan's available?
No, it's fine. That's what they were running.
No, they were supposed to run 5. The spreadsheet says... I know it does, or I would have changed the layout. Okay, I'm not sure. No, I don't know. I'm fairly sure.
It could be because I have Jesse listed there too, and maybe that's why you thought it was.
No, I got Jesse listed as a GM. Saturday, session 13. Huh. No, that's what it is.
Blair's a little tired. He was up until 2 a.m. playing this morning, so
Well,
you get to fix it.
Okay, we're missing 1 person then, and
we still have 7 minutes, so.
Yeah, but I can't do it until the 5th person is in, because I need to know.
Well,
what
I'll turn my
position.
camera on, and you can pretend I'm the fifth person.
That's fine.
But that will work. We can figure it out on the fly.
That's fine. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so session 13. I'm gonna have to fill up the space with something. I don't want to put in the empty space, but that's fine.
Chili chocolate is so good. I don't know if I've ever had chili chocolate. Might need chocolate now. You simply must.
Dinner first.
Well, instead of dead air, how about I shout out all of our wonderful sponsors? Let me bring up the list. We have so many awesome sponsors. We really couldn't do this event without them and their wonderful support. And of course, all of our amazing game masters and players. It's really been, I mean, for me, it feels like it's been a monumental effort, but everyone has been so enthusiastic and helpful and amazing. So thank you, everybody. But I will shout out our sponsors. So obviously Adventure Dice, because that's Blair and I, and Terminal City Tabletop Convention. We also have D&D Beyond, who has donated a whole bunch of content bundles, which you can win 2-player bundles for the rest of this weekend. We gave one away yesterday, and there's a whole bunch of them up in the silent auction, including a legendary bundle, so check that out. Rain City Games donated a bunch of things that we are going to pass along to Camp Good Times, which is a camp for kids and teens who've been affected by cancer and their families. RPG Scenery has donated a lot of wonderful maps for the event this weekend. They're gorgeous, and some of them come with like this super cool 4K video that is just like, all of the GMs were super excited when I told them, so you will see more of them this weekend. Craving for a Game donated board games for the silent auction. Dungeon Keep donated a shopping spree for their Etsy site, and Kimberly played in not the previous game but the first game this morning. Roarcat reads with Tricia and Rachel. Tricia just DM'd our last session, and Rachel was last night, who DM'd till 2 a.m. So good on her. The Vancouver D&D Collective for participating. Local artist Haley Boros, who donated a wonderful Dungeons and Doggos pack where you can get custom pet portraits, which we have portraits of the 2 goobers you keep seeing on the screen, including this one over here who's sleeping and has been disturbed. Free Spacer, so Christoph, he DM'd the session this morning, and plus the folks who will be coming up next in about 4 minutes. So we have the DMs of Vancouver, we have Jesse, who will be DMing, and the Cave Goblin Network. They are all participating in the next session. So as soon as...
Shut off your video?
I'm going to shut off my video on the Zoom call so Blair can finish getting set up.
Perfect. Okay.
And he's just about ready to go, so everyone excited for the next session?
I have to get started. I still have to adjust things.
Looking at the Jack. The chili chocolate. Oh, is the OG way to have it. I will have to see if I can find some, because I love chocolate. Love chocolate.
Oh, I should have done that.
You know what the tech guy says, I shouldn't have done that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Need to do that.
Everyone having fun? We hope so. It's been a lot of fun this weekend listening to all the unique stories and characters, and it's been really good. I kind of really want like a baby owlbear, which about 6 months ago there was a Kickstarter for some plush baby owlbears, so I'm super excited for when that finally ships.
So what you're saying is you backed it.
I totally backed the baby plush owlbears. Yes, I did. You got 2 minutes.
I got lots of time. It's good.
Dead air. Yeah. We are planning to put all these videos up on YouTube as long as all the GMs and players are okay with it. So you can stay tuned if you have to bow out, or if you missed a chunk of a certain show, you'll hopefully be able to watch it later. seems like Blair is ready to go for our sound check, so we're going to go to our standby screen and do our sound check, and then we will be back with our next session.